Hey, this is my unboxing video that I'm doing for the product I bought from my Alforevers channel. I bought the coffee mug, and here it is. Sorry there's a glare from the screen, but lots of bold, crisp, beautiful colors, inside and out, high quality ceramic. I absolutely love it. So y'all go check out his website. It's got a lot of fun, fresh designs. And cheers to you, Shaka, and all of your endeavors. Peace.
All right. Hey, brother Donnie Williams. See, you got your mate.
Yeah, yeah. What's up, Shaka? I was gonna do just I know it's a serious topic, but I was gonna do a little
Oh no, I appreciate that, bro. I'm
unboxing.
glad.
So
I'm glad. Yeah, yeah. Live
yeah.
unboxing, bro. You don't mind if I use this excerpt, like as a clip, my
No,
intro?
no,
Oh,
it's all
thank you,
good.
thank you. And
Yeah.
for those who wonder, I'm gonna share the link. All right, that's lovely.
Yeah, I got the Heather Gray. Oh man, yeah.
Oh, you got the
I
Kemet
didn't,
shirt as well. Okay,
yeah. I didn't know it had that on the back
in the
though.
back. Yeah,
Yeah, that's nice. That's what's up,
that's
man.
lovely. Oh, thank you. I
So
appreciate that.
yeah. So just letting you know, just coming through, showing some support real quick, man. I'm about to get back into this Netflix film. So um, just wanted to say peace, man, and thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot, brother.
Okay. All
All
right.
right. Our sister RP is in the place to be. What's up, sister?
E.T. Sin E. How you doing?
E.T. Senate E. I'm doing Nefer.
Oh, great, great. Um, well, I got it today. I was thinking it was coming from France, but then I did the tracking and it was outside actually when I went to check, and here it is.
Oh, that's what's up. It's just like my hat. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Let me do the solo layout. There it is, brothers and sisters. That's
yeah.
what's up.
I really like this. Yeah, so I have an after school program that I help facilitate. And I'm going to wear this because we're going to start talking about coding. So I'm going to
Okay.
use this as an introduction because this is a code. It's
Mm,
ancient code, but it's still a code. And then we're going to be able to, demonstrate. I'll be able to demonstrate to them the meanings inside each of the, glyphs and stuff. So, but yeah, I was looking online and I was like, this is actually like really good designs. So as soon as I get some more, extra money, I'm gonna get the matching hat, and I want to get a Ma'at shirt. But I really like the Kemet one to start with. Yeah, so it's really good, and the prices ain't bad either. So
thank you very much. I appreciate that. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
but
Donnie
you know what?
Williams wrote. Yes, go ahead,
Hmm?
sister. Go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that boonie cover, the hat. I don't know what they call. I call it a boonie cover. I really like that with the
The bandana?
nah.
Oh,
It's
the cover, the protection cover thing.
yeah, it goes all the
Yeah.
way around. That's the one I want to get next too. Yeah.
You. Oh, do you mean that?
It's a hat that I don't know what they call it. It's like a
Oh,
beach
like a
hat.
beanie low,
Yeah.
like a hat for winter, like.
Or that you would wear if it's sunny, but it goes all the way around.
Oh yeah, I get it. I get it. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that was added. you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So much pain in my life, trying to make it out the ghetto in my life. So much RIPs in my life. Every day I struggle in my life, but you know I work hard, now the sun shine bright. Pocket full of money and I keep the nine tight. Hop out the whip, all the ladies want bite. Dressed to impress and the king rhyme tight. So much pain in my life, trying to make it out the ghetto in my life. So much RIPs in my life. Every day I struggle in my life, but you know I work hard, now the sun shine bright. Pocket full of money and I keep the nine tight. Hop out the whip, all the ladies want bite. Dressed to impress and the king rhyme tight. Nigga, I done seen so much in my time. 4-5 on my side, protect my life. Fresh dress, yeah, and the king rhyme tight. Pocket full of blue faces, call us blue chasers. Tell them, give it one team, we don't trust new faces. Tell them, fly as a play, women say I'm amazing. Been through the storm, know the sun shine bright. The kid is hot, yeah, the boy is blazing. Chasing my dreams, dog. Every day is a struggle, gotta get it, hope you live, dog. Blowing green while I ride clean, y'all. Gotta watch my back, haters wanna do me in, dog. Everybody show me love when I roll up on the scene now. You see me, but you don't know where I've been, dog. Baby girl thick and she clean, y'all. We both on that drink, watch me get it in, y'all. In my life, in my life, in my life. In my life, but you know I work hard, know the sun shine bright. Pocket full of money and I keep the nine tight. Hop off the whip, all the ladies want bite. Dressed to impress and the king rhyme tight. So much pain in my life. Trying to make it up the ghetto in my life. So much RIPs in my life. Every day I struggle in my life. But you know I work hard, know the sun shine bright. Pocket full of money and I keep the nine tight. Hop off the whip, all the ladies want bite. Dressed to impress and the king rhyme tight. Dressed to impress, big dog when I flex. Henny in my cup, I'm blowing on sex. Big booty girl, know I'm ready for sex. No more stress, cause everything blessed. Real ganja man, we don't smoke cigarettes. Started from the ground, watch me take off like a jet. Stocking money now, yeah, paper's what I get. Hitting to the top, show hating what I get. Touch baby girl, and you know I make them wet. Pain in my life. Run up on me and I won't think twice. The king rhyme tight, the boy kinda nice. Ladies love me, I do it just the way they like. Take it to space higher than a satellite. Quick with the hands, niggas don't wanna fight. R.I.P. dog, you know baby girl, miss you in the life.
Microphone check 1 2. 2 1 2. Okay. Good. Hotep Senuena Senut Tiren Ishakan Nugukemet. I hope you're doing well. The title of this live stream is Free Talk Questions and Answers. As a matter of fact, let me share the link right now. The chat is open to everybody. The chat is open to everyone. Take advantage. Who's in the place to be? As I met you used to being late. The last two live stream was quite late, you know. But it is what it is. Andrea Brunette is the first one who left a comment, and she wrote that she's in the place to be tonight. She wrote the last live stream was doozy with brands like that. I didn't know that word doozy. Look it up. An extraordinary, one of its kind. RP is in the place to be. She's eating as well. Yes. Got me some chebujen, but for sure we call it cheb. It's from Senegal, but I have a colleague, an old head, who's arguing that it actually comes from Mali. So Muay Thai, you know, most people say it comes from Thailand, but some people may say, well, actually, you know, the Bahrain boxing, you know, it comes from Cambodia, actually. Sister Neo X is in the place to be as well. Young Haru is in the place to be as well. He's jumping in a minute. Man, did you see? Did you see the previous live stream? Frankie talking. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're not supposed to talk with your mouth, with food in your mouth, or with your mouth full, like they say. But you know, I'm gonna be eating for long. I'm finishing actually. I want it to be on time. Usually I'm on time. It's just I was kind of overwhelmed for the last 2 live streams or so. And yesterday, it was because of the translation. When you deep in the Meta Nature translation, with all these different books, you know what I'm saying? These 4 books right there. Well, 3 really. You know what I'm saying? Plus, well, 4 books, yeah, because there's 4 books here. I used 3. One of them is I wasn't using it for the translation, but I also use Gardiner. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, going through 4 books just to come up with some translation. RP is greeting everybody. Man, RP, Filthy Frankie's live stream, he was off the chain. He showed pictures of him and Polite in Miami. Talking about, yeah, that's Polite and me in Miami. And it's June 18. Or actually June 20, I think it was. 2 days after, I was served with the DNA warrant, man. Scam Cheddar was showing pictures of people. Say, yeah, these guys, gangsters, real gangsters from BK. Oh, they're gangsters from Chicago. Those gangsters there, they know from doing the chop. That one out there, that's the one who shot the police. You think it's a skit, man. You think it's a Dave Chappelle skit. It's like me saying, hey, yeah, I have my man, man. See, he be selling that cocaine, man. He's living large. He's traveling to Bolivia, to Peru, to Colombia. He comes back with that yayo. He whips it hard. Whip it real hard. I have my homie QT, or he into kidnapping and extortion. I'm my homie ZW. That's murder for hire. It's very heavy on the trigger, very light on the trigger. But feel free to talk about anything you want. Indonesian, Hebrew, Arabic, French. Acacia 254. What's up, yo? What it do? That latest live stream, man. I mean, I'm still in shock at what I saw. He literally showed a picture of someone and said, that's the guy who shot the police. Maybe the case, though. Chief X lied on V. Bennett while accusing V. Bennett of lying on him. If we cannot trust Chief X on his own words, how are we going to trust him on DNA? For those who missed it, Chief X wrote that V. Bennett lied on him. Storm is in the place to be. How is your Yardi hubby? Wagwan. What happened? Young Hero was in the place. How you doing, Young Hero?
Yeah, what's going on, Shaka?
I'm chilling.
Hold on.
What yourself, brother?
Yeah. What the hell going on with my computer like a sticking? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you well, brother.
Yeah, what you talking about now? I didn't really see all of the live because I was on the move.
Yeah.
I just saw a couple clips. I saw when he said he shot that's the guy that shot the cop, yeah, but he got away with it. So
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I didn't see.
you,
I don't mean he got
you
away. I
don't.
mean it was self-defense, obviously.
Oh, I don't know what it was, but shooting doesn't mean killing. But you
No.
don't introduce people like that. you know,
Yeah, well,
not publicly in front of hundreds of
but
people.
you know Sanetta, bro. He ain't got no shame.
You know, but I just wanted people to see it. Let me share. Hold on. Chief is stripping, man.
Yeah, he been showing a lot.
I tell
He
you
been
something.
reminiscing.
Yeah, he got cut, and he's on a recovery mode. Now here, that's what Chief X wrote. That's a screen capture. He deleted the message though, but I had it on my app, YouTube Studio app. V Bennett just keep lying on me. I never ever said that Polite Beat made a world peace out of $1 million. LOL. That's what he said, right?
That's
So
what he
this is what
said.
we do. We go here, home,
You go to the
the
receipt.
latest live stream. All right. I wait for the ad to go, and I'm going to play what Chief X said. Let's listen up. See, that's his video. That's his video. Right? I know he gets up when he gets agitated. There was a comment on the screen.
Ask
There it
these
is.
cats.
That's where he gets up.
No, Sonetta, we want you to bring.
Oh, that's
Pay
his
them to
video.
Sonetta. I can call Sonetta right now. L swoop. Honest. Desires the link. Accuse me of clout chasing.
There it is.
I don't hit that link.
That's his video.
So people, you can't accuse me of clout chasing, people. I've had conversations with Sonetta on the phone just 3 months ago. If I say Sonetta, a lot of people don't know. Niggas pay Sonetta to do presentations, if you didn't know. Okay? So I'm telling you, listen to what I'm telling you. So these niggas that do it, they paid the nigga Sonetta. I can call Sonetta right now and say, Sonetta, I'm gonna give you $150. Let me do this presentation. And he'll allow me. So when I get back on Sonetta's, I don't want to hear you niggas crying. Because Ankh and all these Garfield and all these people already cried to Sonetta. Oh, Sonetta, please don't let Xavier on. Don't let Chief X on. He gonna say this and he's argumentative. He's disrespectful. He disrespects women. Please, Sonetta, please, I'm begging you, don't let Chief X on. This is what they do. No, Sonetta, we want you to bring on pedophiles and shit. Interview Polite. And niggas who scam the community for thousands of $1 million. Put up Polite, the nigga who beat Meta World Peace out of $1 million and got his jump start into LA. Oh, we digging now. That's how Polite set himself off, was beating Meta World Peace. Ron Artest. Oh, you niggas didn't know?
He had to stand up and say it.
You have to stand up. Now, I only played the whole thing, just, so they don't say it's out of context. Now,
How Polite. Oh, with dollars. Put up Polite. And niggas who scam the community for thousands of $1 million. Put up Polite, the nigga who beat Meta World Peace out of $1 million.
Put up Polite, the ninja that beat Meta World Peace out of $1 million. Now, let's see what he wrote in the comment section. There it is. GFX today wrote, V Bennett just keep lying on me. I never ever said Polite beat Meta World Peace out of $1 million. And that's exactly what he said. And here he's busy right now. David has just joined us. That's exactly
Yeah, I know
word
that's
for
exactly
word,
what he said. I saw the
verbatim.
video.
You know what I'm saying? But he was trying to be slick. He deleted that comment. I don't know if he was high.
I don't know
I don't
why
know if he was
people,
drunk.
why they do that, Shaka. They come
And
on YouTube and say all kind of things.
then they're mad at you
accusations.
playing it. They're
Yeah,
mad at you playing it.
I guess it's a trend, you know how they are.
So I'm gonna have fun, man. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna accuse people of lying on me. I never ever said that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the same thing with the other one, I ain't calling no names, but everything we speak on is he the one that say it, then he wanna get mad now.
Yeah, I mean,
And he it's so funny, like some of these people, like I told you, I call them attention whores, you know what I'm saying? Because like most of the times I don't even want to stay in a restaurant, you know what I mean? Most of the times I'll come in and get my plate, whatever, I'll order to leave, to go, but some people want so much attention, they have to videotape themselves in a restaurant while they're eating to show people. Like anybody can just go in their car, drive to a restaurant and sit down and eat, you know what I'm saying? So it's pathetic, man. I don't get it. I guess they trying to prove a point, you know what I mean?
I saw Jabari eating with Filthy Frankie.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I ain't saying no names, but I call them attention whores, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny, I ain't look at the whole thing because damn, what's the name? One of them old guys he used to be on the street with, man, a dark skinned small one, bald head. I can't remember his name, but he was out there in the streets with Tazari Yak and Jabari. I ain't look at all of it today. It was just a little clip, and he started talking to the older guy, and he was telling him, speaking on Jabari, and telling him, he don't do all of that, and he brought a woman by, and he was showing Sanetta he need to stop talking about all that mythology and all that bull he be having on the show, and talk about the real issues that affecting the black community, Mm-hmm. So next thing Sanetta say, aye, that he cut the video. Yeah, he did. You could go on. It should probably there right now. You could go on it at the end of it.
The end of his latest live stream?
Yeah.
Oh, he's okay. Let's have
it. Was like 6 minutes or something.
Okay, let's see. So,
but the real people, all the real people have, we have the same kind of mindset.
I can't believe. Look at this. Now he has. What? Tazariak's in trouble. He's busy now. So yeah. Okay.
He talking about Jabari. That wasn't none.
Yeah, but
you heard the old guy say what he said at the end though.
Yeah. So should I go to that one where they're eating Vince Bantu and Jabari?
No, Tazariak in trouble.
Okay. So for the record, I've seen that live stream. In the meantime, he has I am back outside. Tazariak is in trouble. Then he has Larry is getting beat. He wrote getting.
Oh yeah, go to the Larry one. It's the Larry one.
And then he has ICPK on the attack. ICPK is on the attack now.
I don't know about that one.
We're gonna have a look, man.
But go to I think it's the Larry one. Yeah.
That's your problem walking over.
Yo, you keep talking over him. What are you afraid of, brother? Let him speak. No, I'm trying to let one to one. I'm on both of y'all sides.
And he gets angry when I get all you say. So all I need to say to you.
Yo, we was downtown yesterday.
All I need to say is this.
We was downtown.
The term Africa is a term that you
no, it doesn't.
And he can disagree with that. That's fine. I don't know why he thinks that this is the hill he wants to die on. Because the reality is
The Hebrews.
That's what I said.
But the Egyptians don't say they enslaved the Hebrews. What are you
Oh,
talking
that's
about?
not the one. Shaka. I don't know. Homo. Oh yeah, the one before back outside with Captain Tazariak. That's it. That's the one I think. You go close to the end.
Now see, if I had walked fast and y'all saw me on camera, y'all feel like Jabari is running. Yeah, right.
Yo, get them with some questions, man.
I just asked some questions about what's up on their side. They gotta address that.
Oh, okay. Address that. Ask him
I
again.
didn't come here to disagree with them. I'm actually getting stuff in there. They got it there right now.
Ask him again.
The thing is about time, you know what I'm saying? Our nation to come back together. Our nation to come back together. You know what I'm saying?
And with that,
only talking about itself.
my way.
What can I do? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Get it for
This is
myself.
goddess right here.
You know what I'm saying? No
This is
brother,
goddess right
no
here.
sister. You know what I'm saying? We learn selflessness.
Yeah, he about to say it in a minute. He about to say it now.
Don't be so pressed.
Tell him your business.
That he's making up for
I guess the next video is when they got into it.
Come here, my way. Come here, my way. My way, come here.
We've been doing that for
I've been trying to get Sinetta to come interview you
That's what I'm
down
doing.
in the business, right? This is a important member of the Harlem community. This is a business owner, an entrepreneur, a job creator in our community, right?
Listen,
She owns businesses here and employ black youth. You understand? So we need to get on the camera. We need to talk about some serious issues that affect our community and not that nonsense.
See?
You know what I'm saying? Not that mythological nonsense. All right. I'm a
He called it short after that one. He didn't like that at all, Shaka. That's the same thing I've been saying since I've been on your platform. These people are not having no discussions that affect us in reality. So really and truly, they're not doing nothing for their community because it's all fairy tale, make believe to cause more confusion so they can have debates and make money off it. That's all. Everything you see he's doing is to lead up to debates. You know, is to get attention, to get tension in the air between opposition so people could be like, yeah, I want to see that. Yeah, you know? So that's what it is, man. But the old school just showed him that we need to be talking about real things that affect our community. But he don't want to hear that.
He wants to interview Nature Boy, who lets his son play with his penis.
And Captain Tazariak and all them idiots.
But he's back with Tazi. You know, we've seen Tazi. I mean, you obviously went over there to meet him.
Yeah, he had to go get him.
Yeah.
He wasn't responding, so he had to go get him.
And to be our ruin, to ruin our families, man. Why do the black people care about families? Keep reading. Judah chapter 5.
Sounds like the brother has a Caribbean accent. You know, maybe I'm wrong.
Verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, if there be any error in this people, there's a lot of error in this people. LGBT is an error. It's a wrong thing to do. It will kill you, man. You'll get AIDS and die, man. You'll get the monkey.
Yeah, I let the people know this is Captain Tazariak Bike. I was just telling them that this captain, he ride his bike.
Yeah, you crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's better.
What kind of man?
Hey, that's what I heard you say, y'all.
The Egyptians are suing Netflix for portraying Cleopatra as a black woman and not an Arab woman. There you go. Right? And who is coming going to defend? Nobody. And guess what? Who was that? Cleopatra? Cleopatra was what? That was a white woman, right? She was a what? That was Ptolemy's daughter, right?
The priesthood come out of Kemet, though.
It does not. I'm sorry.
What is dumb ass Frankie? Filthy Frankie. The priesthood coming out of Kemet, though. Sounds like Butler Reggie saying that Heru is Greek. Let's hear it for the record.
I didn't hear
that dude Reggie Mabry, Reginald Mabry, Reginald Antoine Mabry with his LLC that he never advertises. He's begging for cash apps all day, every day, but he's not telling the people that he has an LLC. That dude said that hero is Greek, man. Check this out.
Yeah. I mean, his pharaoh could have been a Greek, but I don't.
Well, I tell you what, Heru was Greek.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because one of the stories of Heru being conceived is during the Greek time period.
Yeah, what were you going to say, brother?
Oh, I lost my thought.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Now, not that nonsense facts, young Heru. I called that out. I don't know what she means here. But you know what? Just for the record, let's have a look at the butler beggar. Let's hear it.
No, I
This is
got
what he
zero.
do?
I got zero cash apps. This is an official conversation.
All right, he got 0 cash apps for right
got-
now, y'all. Let's show some love, man. Come on, man.
I mean,
Show some love to our brother.
but,
Hold up, Reggie. All moderators. Remember, when I have guests in here and we are interviewing the guests, the moderator job is to look out for the guests. That's it.
Yeah.
Not to bang. Hold up, Jabari. Not to bang on the guests because you don't like them. And if you feel that you don't like the guests that I have, all you got to do is say, you know what? Say it to yourself. I'm not going to moderate today. Let me fall back because I don't want to go against the guests. That shows the respect for the platform. That's what the moderator's job is. That goes for every moderator here. You know, I don't want y'all banging on the guests because I don't bang on them. You see, I'm here to give them love, respect, whether I agree with them or not. Whether I agree with them or not, I'm not banging on them. And it's not my job to debate with them. I only do that to the silly Hebrews. That's it. But when I get real guests on, please show the respect for them.
Can I say this on that? I have heard Reggie say that I'm making this argument because it supports my business. He said that a few times. Like this argument is about business, about money in my pocket. He said
What the hell?
And it's always strange to me that people make those kind of comments and then come on here begging for dollars for Cash App. Who is more driven for dollars? He makes that argument. He's doing that because it's his business, because he's making money. I mean,
That's why all y'all do.
keep talking, Jabari. Keep talking.
Argument.
Hey, just keep talking. I'm trying to make it cordial, but you just keep talking.
No, that's not.
So that you could have let go, because I can start talking.
That's not me being less
Check
than.
this out. Check this out.
All right, brothers, let's keep it
No,
respectful,
sir.
man.
You want to throw low shots? So
No,
listen.
no.
No. You want to throw low shots?
How was that a
right? About begging for money?
Oh my goodness.
You know you.
All right. Come on, man. Let's stop, man. Before we even get started, man. Please,
so you want me to start talking about your popping mom's shrine?
No,
That's what
we
you
don't
want me to start talking
Reggie.
about, right?
Reggie, no, we don't want that.
No. You don't get to do that. You don't get to start throwing shots when I'm trying to get on. You don't get to go and start talking about Cash App for my time on the internet and a popping mom's shrine.
Let me say this.
All right, Jabari, let it go, please.
No.
Jabari, let it go, brother. Don't say it. Just let it go. Don't say it, Jabari.
Sonetta, you're acting like I am being hostile. I'm
No,
not.
I know you're not. I just know who I deal with. I know my people's man.
I ain't start this. I ain't started.
All right. Yo, chill, man. Come on, man. Damn.
Someone yelling.
No, I didn't say nothing. I was positive about Mr. Asade. I ain't say nothing. But yo, let me tell you this so we can get it funky right now while my computer's booting up, right? Yo,
All right, Reggie. Reggie, stop, man. Come on, man. I just see y'all ain't respecting me. I'm saying, no, dead it. Let's just dead that. Everybody, dead it. On your end, Jabari, on Reggie end. I'm not saying you started anything. Just dead it, man. Let's not do that. Wait till the people is not here to hear all that crazy stuff.
No.
They are here to see an intellectual discussion, man. That's it.
Right. You
All
gotta
that other
act
stuff,
the
come
fool.
on,
You gotta
Reggie.
put
Let's
on
stop,
the
man.
performance.
Nobody
can't be
is yelling and
himself.
screaming. Nobody is yelling and screaming.
Hey,
All
Sar,
right,
who
Sar.
started this?
I'm saying
Did I
Nobody
start
started
this?
nothing, man. Let's just go, brother. I
Did
keep
he
talking
start talking
about.
about begging for
I'm
cash out?
talking about
Did
having
he
tough
start it?
skin, man. Please, man.
Oh,
That's
I
not
got
it.
tough skin. That's why I'm talking. Listen, I'm coming back on. I'm just waiting for my machine to go up. But I didn't start this.
It ain't nothing to
I
be.
ain't start
It
this.
wasn't. Come on, brother. Just
So
come
I'm
on.
begging for cash out. Okay, so
It's
if
all
I'm
right.
begging
I
for
beg for Cash App. So
check
what?
this
I
out.
don't care what nobody
I'm
say.
begging for cash out. Then, hey, check this out. I got a
Yo, stop, man. I asked for Cash App. So come on, that don't mean nothing. That shouldn't get you mad. God damn, Reggie, that shouldn't get you upset. Everybody hear me ask for Cash App. So what? Who
So
give
why
a
he
damn
had
what
to say
people will
that?
say?
So why he had to say it, sir?
It doesn't matter, Reggie. That should not get under your skin.
First of all, calm down.
What you should have did, Reggie, was fed off of that and say, damn right, I need some Cash App. Send some love. Send me some love. See, that's the shit I do. That's the shit I would do. I would use what Jabari say and flip it and say, yes, family, I need this Cash App. Send me some love. Help me out.
Sonetter, all I'm doing is responding to what was said literally just a few days ago about me by Reggie. That's it. And I'm doing it calmly. I'm not disrespectful. He said that I'm doing this for money. That's what he said. He said that he's doing this for his business. That's what he said.
And Reggie, you got to stop that, Reg, because you see when he
Did I bring it up
answers that,
today?
Reggie, you get
Did I
all
bring it up
upset.
today? Did I bring it up today?
I'm only supposed to talk about things that you brought up today. Is that what?
Okay, so you want me to keep talking, sir? See, sir, I'm calm.
No. Just
You want me to
get your-
keep talking?
Just get your computer on, brother.
I'm
That's all I want.
I'm waiting for it to come. I'm waiting for my PowerPoint to come up. So you want me to keep talking, or you want me
Hey,
to do my debate?
Real quick, I'm gonna delete this show right here because I don't like it. I'm gonna delete this. I don't really want to delete it because we got we got 1,400 people in the
Why are
building.
you deleting it? There's no.
New X, just hold that thought. Just before you go, I want to show how much of a sucker that punk Butler Reggie is. Now here, you heard him saying Pop and Mom trying when he was addressing Jabari, right? And I ain't defending Jabari. Jabari made it clear he doesn't care about child molestation. Now, here. You're gonna listen to this barbarian Reggie.
Reggie. Hold on for a minute, Maya. Relax.
Yeah. Well, and he had to add.
I said,
I think like that. And then he said, Heru is Greek. Keep that same energy for disrespecting me. Something and you can't handle it. Whining. See if you feel good when and Kemetic people in general for 2 years
Garfield, right?
being a virgin. Now for the debate. But he has this.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for the part.
But you going in and out.
Garfield is his daddy now.
Hold on with all that. Hey, so Reggie, do you want to speak your piece?
You can't hear me? My father is deceased. Fuck you.
Heard that? Because I was talking, and both of them were talking to me at the same time. So I said, Garfield's his daddy now, and you heard him say "F you." You understand what I'm saying? And he's going to repeat that, and he's going to say "F him." But he's okay. It's okay for him to talk about Jabari's mom and pop shrine. Just for the record, this dude is an extra sucker. Young brothers and sisters, don't think that these old suckers make any sense whatsoever. They are so old biatches for the most part. Go ahead, Sister Neo X.
Yeah, I didn't. Dang, I'm in and out. I ain't even hear what the video you just played. But I was just clearing up what I said in the chat when Young Heru had you play that video, that older man telling Saw that we got real issues. And the only thing they stuck on is this damn religious foolishness. No nonsense. He said nonsense. I was just saying facts, because that's what I kept calling out when I did my Sonetta delusion, when they said that this man is good for the community, he contributes to the community. And I think I did a good job proving that he never really did anything for us, that everything he does is just to capitalize for himself and for gain. It's not for the people, So that's all I was saying. I was saying fat still, Young Heru, because he was on point.
Yep, you can see that
That's
again.
what's up. That's what's up. Hey, the young brother Tori is in the place to be. He wrote Hotep. Hotep to you. Hotep said, I'm happy to see that, man. If you want to know more about some things that we can document, feel free to ask, brother. As a matter of fact, Tori, maybe you've seen Hezekiah's seal with 2 onks and the sun wing disc. So King Hezekiah had onks on his royal seal. That's why I made a video about it, and I greeted my Kemetic Hebrew Israelite brothers by saying Shalom Hotep, Hotep Shalom. And the Bible says that he was one of the most righteous person ever, King Hezekiah. So Evenu Shalom Aleichem. We have divinely inspired in this place to be. He wrote, that's so pathetic. That's when I was playing Butler Reggie's outburst. David,
Hey, Shaka, I got a question, because maybe because I haven't been watching Sonetta that long, only for a few years. So somebody told me that allegedly that Saw channel used to have 300,000 subscribers. Do anybody know if that used to be true? And then they say it dropped off because he's trying to push this narrative that we're ruining his reputation. But I was telling the person who told me that, I said, if that's true, I said, it seemed like he ruined his own reputation for him to lose almost over half of his subscribers. You know what I'm saying? But so apparently he used to have, allegedly, I don't know, but I was wondering to see if one of y'all knew that he used to be that high with subscriptions.
I can't.
But I don't know. Maybe a previous account.
Mhm.
I know it has 300 combined, because one has like 190,000, and the other one has over 100. But that I really don't know. I really don't know. But maybe before he had these latest 2, because he had so many accounts. He used to upload movie excerpts, so he would get his accounts, terminated. So yeah, that's something I don't really know.
A
But
lot
he
of them
has.
will be the same people on both channels.
Well, obviously he's paying for bots. You know what I'm saying? It's not a surprise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Chris too. You know what I'm saying? Killer be the witch finders. Said that. And I'm. But
Wait.
yeah.
Speaking of Chris, you said which finder said Chris paying for bots?
Killer be the witch finder general stated that Chris is paying for bots. You know what I'm saying? He had a video where he was going over some details about that, but that doesn't surprise me.
If he is, he's so freaking lame, because he always throwing up in the little YouTuber's face that we don't get views. And I'm like, nigga, your views come from Sonetta's channel. You ain't build that shit from the ground up. Your views come from over there, bro. Like, keep it real. But if he got bots, that's even lamer. Let me tell you what happened on my live yesterday, bro. Somebody, I guess, I don't know if it was a trolling or it was a form of a threat, but they put my nephew name. They pretend to be my nephew. Like, they made a profile of my nephew and used his name and had him speak, telling me some hi auntie. And I'm thinking I'm talking to my nephew, but then I got suspicious, like when I kept looking at the name, and I was like, why would he use that name? So then I called just to find out it wasn't even him. So I text Chris, and I just, let him know, like, if I find out you had something to do with that, like, I'm gonna make you regret it, because you the first person that popped in my mind, like, that would do some scandalous shit like that, because I know for a fact that you've been on my Facebook. So,
well, a coincidence, you know what I'm saying? But those people are lame, man. They are lame and desperate, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
And this the sick part. When I confronted him about it, only thing he was saying that nobody thinks about you. It's not that deep. I don't even mention you. He never say,
he did not
Neo. Exactly. You see how you just said? And that's what I text his dumb ass. Like, you ain't even deny it. At least you could at least clear that up, because that's serious. Now we talking about a child, bro. Like, you could at least say, look, I don't fuck with you, Neo, but I wouldn't do nothing like that. You know, and I don't mention you, but you ain't even deny you didn't do it. Like, that fucking shit is sick, bro. But go ahead, bro. What you was about to say?
No, it's good that you said that, because a lot of people just don't deny stuff. They'll talk, but they don't. Just like I have yet to see Scam Cheddar, Filthy Frankie denying that he was in a relationship with Nicki Chanel from Harlem. You know what I'm saying? If he has denied it, then can somebody please direct me to the video and the timestamp? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I think I asked that question too. I said I noticed that he never says he didn't do that. He always just say people don't have the facts straight. I noticed that too.
Yeah. But feel free, brothers and sisters. You have the link
Tori, reason why I suspected Chris right away for 2 reasons, Tori, because number one, I know he was lurking on my Facebook, and number 2, I already had got wind of Chris doing nasty shit like that in the past. And when me and Chris' friendship was solid, we used to talk about a lot of stuff, especially about shit in the past. And Chris admitted to me that he used to do foul, fucked up shit when he was in the Torah Nights, but he told me he matured and that he doesn't do stuff like that no more. So that's why I suspected him right away, because I was like, who's sick enough to even do something like that, you know? And I was like, okay, that was either Cube or Chris, because I don't think a complete stranger would go that far to fuck with me like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially something personal, like putting my nephew's name, having a fake profile of my nephew's name about a video about child sex porn. You get what I'm saying? Like, so that's the only reason why.
Hold on. What did you say about child sex porn?
That was the name of the topic of the video. I played, I'm from Florida, and there's this famous sheriff named Chef Grady Judd. And I did play his press conference where he locked up some people who were involved in child pornography and how he caught certain people. And, you know, he described the horrific details of some of the shit that was in these videos and why it's important to speak out and, you know, help the community come together, help get these monsters off the street, you know. So
may we know the kind of stuff that Chris MVP Harris used to do before he matured?
I know he used to do things on that level. That's why I confronted him right away by telling him, like, okay, now you're going too far, bro, if this is you know. But from what I taught him after what somebody told me he did to them and then the stuff he does, one time I talked, this when we first met, like this when me and Chris first started talking, I asked him about it. I said, hey, bro, you kind of got a little reputation for doing some real fucked up shit. And I asked him about it, and he was like, he used to do those things when he was with Torah Knights, like Judah Nass people. Because, you know, we know they do fucked up shit over there. They go really far. But he told me, he was like...
What kind of things do they do, like Torah Knights? What kind of things do they do?
Well, they be looking up each other profiles and releasing personal information and making flyers with your family and your kids and stuff like, you know, stuff like that. They got a reputation of really being real fucked up. So, but Chris used to be a part of that group and he used to engage in it. And when I confronted him about it, he'd say, hey, somebody kind of warning me about you, saying not to trust you. And he asked me, what did they say? And I told him, like, well, they say you was in this group called the Torah Knights, and that's Judah Nass people. And we know how he did Nepal. So what's up with that? And that's when he told me that, you know, he used to do some fucked up shit that he's not proud of, but he don't change. He's mature and he don't change. But I don't know. When, like I said, when that shit happened, he was the first person that popped in my head. Like, but then I got even more madder when he didn't deny it. So.
Yeah, that's a sign, you know. I mean, it's not difficult to deny. You know, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? Not that we would just trust somebody because he says, you know, he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But at least, oh, man.
Yeah, he was busy letting me know that he doesn't mention me in his videos. But, of course, you're not going to mention me because eventually somebody going to ask you, hey, Neo's claiming that you never got paid for that debate. So we know why you're not going to mention me, bro. We know why. Because they're going to remind you all the stuff I've been saying about you lately.
Now that you mentioned that, Sister Neo Chief X said that people actually pay to present on Sadenda's panel. It's even worse than I thought. I thought Sanetta was paying people. But, you know.
No, Sanetta don't never pay nobody. This is what I keep telling y'all. Sanetta got a reputation for not paying people, except for people who you know going, you know, come and confront his ass like Captain Tazariak. I bet you Captain got his money. but I'm
Oh
still
yeah.
putting my paycheck up that Chris didn't get his money because
You know,
Chris is a bitch. Captain Cesariak ain't a bitch. Chris is a bitch. So I'm telling you, he ain't get paid.
have you ever heard of people paying to present on to appear on Side of the Spot? Have you ever heard that whisper
Yeah,
before?
well, Saw told me that one time when he was trying to tell me like he was trying to show me some love. He was like, I was gonna let you do your presentation, and I usually charge. And he was trying. This when he was trying to butter me up to get me back to come back on the show. And but even Young Heru said that he asked him about Inky coming back on the show, and you remember Inky told Sanetta said Inky paid him. So
Yeah.
it made sense. So I
He
mean, I
never
wouldn't be
said that
surprised. It's not
before,
that
though.
serious. I wouldn't pay to do a presentation. Like I'd rather give a donation than to pay for that. Like this is information. Like if you care about the people, and if I got something of substance to help the people, you should want to put that stuff out. So
I think Enki may have paid him like back in the days, years ago. You know what I'm saying? And he probably said that to have people thinking that it was recent, because for a long time, he and other people were acting like he's cool with Enki. You know what I'm saying? But Enki didn't, backtrack on his statement of calling, Filthy Frankie a pedophile. Everybody know though. Everybody in the mama know it's Enki who called him that. Go ahead, Young Hero. You wanted to say something?
No. Like, I ain't got nothing much to say about that. I just say like that's what happened that day. I made him tell the truth about Inky because he never said that before, and he was acting like everything is okay. Inky, and he told Inky took it back and and they were, yeah. So like it's not much to say, man. Like these people are who they are, and that's what they do. There's a lot of people on YouTube do the same thing before they get a little status. They telling people, yeah, you want to share your video, you want to be this, send me $500. Some of them $25. You know what I mean? Like Quick Mac. Oh, that's all they do, bro. It's a hustle, and people like
or you got to pay $500 to have a sit down one-on-one conversation with them or some shit like that.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
what
like,
a
only
lot of them
person I
do.
would pay that type of money for to sit down and talk to is Jay-Z, a billionaire, somebody who can teach me some shit. Like I'm not
somebody
gonna
you can
pay
make friends
$500
with.
for an internet YouTuber, dude. Like y'all going too
But
far,
Jay-Z
bro.
wouldn't even charge you because he don't need no money. But I'm just saying, like, you see, Tyrese just called out Vlad TV because he was trying to get him on his show. You know what I mean? And he didn't want no. He said Tyrese said he offered him 10,000. You know what I'm saying?
Tyrese said Vlad TV offered him 10,000 for him to do an interview.
Yeah, and he
That means he making mad money off that YouTube. If he can pay somebody
he
10,000.
been chasing because Tyrese is famous, so he's gonna multiply off that. But yeah, but Tyrese.
But what about Tyrese? Did Tyrese feel like he wasn't enough money, or did Tyrese?
No, Tyrese don't. Tyrese know that these people are just sucking black people culture. They just benefiting of the culture. They don't care the record. They don't care about the consequences. They don't. You know how much people that went on Vlad TV and a week later, days later, they end up dead. A month later, they end up dead just because they say they running their mouth too much.
Well, I don't know about them being dead. I know about some of them, having charges, but it's them running their mouth.
Yeah, charges.
But the reality is that Vlad, I mean, he's asking questions like, you ever shot somebody? Like, he's asking.
Yeah,
he's an instigator. Is what you
pretty much.
Yeah, he like to in the islands we don't call it throwing boots, like making people head big. But listen though, Tyrese say he refused, so Vlad T went on his show and talk about Tyrese, so then Tyrese had to respond, you know what I mean? And so yeah, that's what's going on, bro. But
Tyrese, he's been beefing with a few people. He's been beefing with The Rock. Unfortunately, he was hit heavy on the what is it again? The child payment. I forgot how you call it again.
Child support.
Yeah, thank you. Child support.
Yeah.
But what I didn't know is apparently he was kind of belligerent with the judge. You know what I'm saying? And those people, man, their ego is off the roof, man. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna talk to them.
Yeah, well,
I don't
know the details of the case, Shaka, but I don't know the details. Sometimes these people that be getting squeezed when you make money, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes these women never even work a day in their life. I mean, it's okay to give them, but sometimes the system is corrupt, man. When you're trying to taking all that man worth just because to me, it's not fair. Yes, he should take care of the child and make sure the child and the woman is safe. But when the numbers sometimes will be so high, it'll be like, what the? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like Nassim Kelly. So I think he was ordered to pay like $300,000 a month or $400,000 a month.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And now apparently there's rumors that Kelly's maybe with that actor, that Bill Murray, or that dude who played in Ghostbusters. I mean, the dude is old, but that's a rumor at this point. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they hit you crazy. We know.
I was talking about the thing. That's what they do. Everything is money, money, money. They ain't care about no community. They don't care who gets shot yesterday, and it will happen again tomorrow because they ain't none stopping the way of the youth life. Nobody. Every now and then I see 1-2 people that's trying to do something, which is appreciated, but for the whole part, it's not where it needs to be. And these people that saying they're community leaders and they trying to, that's not what they doing. Is not waking up black people. You know what I'm saying? It's keeping them asleep, because these discussions we having is not affecting the everyday man in his life. He's not, we are the majority of them like animals out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Right, that's what I was trying to tell son, that the police ain't shooting down black people because they're Christians. They shooting them down because the color of their skin. You feel what I'm saying? And that we can't really fight back against the system because of our economic situation, but we got our leaders scamming us, taking our money. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, at the end of the day, they can say whatever they want about me, about how I feel about Sonetta. Like, it only took me a couple of years to realize this man is a fucking fraud, and that he disguising this Black Power movement over his own gain, that there is no movement, there is no gain. Like, shout out to the sister that was just killed in Ocala, Florida, AJ Owens. She was shot by a white lady, shot her down like a dog, and those are the real issues that we have in the black community like that. Like, it took them a few days to arrest this lady. They didn't arrest her. And the only reason why she got arrested because it went viral and Black Twitter got in that ass, you know what I'm saying? And the protests began. So because it went viral, that's the only reason why the lady got arrested, because a lot of people started complaining.
Yeah, that's just,
but you think you're going to hear about situation?
Caused
go
the
ahead, bro.
altercation. Sorry. Yeah, she the one that caused the altercation, because I heard the kids was in the yard or something playing, and she went over there and whatever.
They wasn't even in her yard. They was like they stayed in, like, she lived in an apartment complex, and they was like in the field next.
Like the car like that parked in her property or something like that. Is it something to do with that?
No. It was the children that was outside playing in the apartment complex and whatever. The white woman, you know how they are. Children, the black children can't even be children. You know what I mean? So I don't know. She took their toy or took their iPad and break it or something like that. And when the mother, went to see,
the iPad. Oh yeah, I read about that.
Confront her about it, knock on the door. She just shot the woman. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's like, you can't. These people so sick. You can't take nothing lightly. You can't take a conversation lightly. You can't take. You know what I mean? You can't take somebody cutting you off in traffic lightly. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just don't even pay them no attention, especially if I ain't got no thing on me. Because you never know.
I hope that lady goes to jail for
life.
Well, they trying to petition that her charges get up, because they trying us, and they only charging her with manslaughter when it's clearly murder. Because from my understanding, she assaulted the children too. That's the only reason why the mother went over to the house, because they were playing and she went outside acting crazy, yelling at them. This is what the witnesses say, that they saw this grown ass white lady take a roller skate and hit one of the children with it. So what does a kid going to naturally do when an adult hits them? They're going to go run and tell their parents. So the mother went to go confront her about it and get the kid's iPad back. And she shot her through the door, and she got killed right in front of her own child. So they even said that the baby's having a hard time dealing, because the baby thinking it's his fault for going to get his mom.
That would.
But those are the real issues that we face, and that's Ocala, Florida. That's not even 2 hours from me where I stay at. Like I keep telling them, in Florida, racism is very real. We still deal with that shit.
David Duke, I think he's somewhere around Palm Beach or something like that. But I wouldn't be surprised Florida that there's a lot of that. But that's real messed up, man.
And that's what people don't understand, man. This is what we have on this planet. You know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of zombies, because people losing their children left and right, women missing. You got people so in Cleveland, so many women last couple months missing. And then the violence starts skyrocketing. Like, what you expect? You like these people living out there with so much pain. I can't even imagine not knowing where your loved one is, your child is, your sister is. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we got people living, you know, their children die, you know what I'm saying? All kind of craziness, man. So living with disease, living with, you know, abuse, you know what I mean? So the effects of that is gonna be dramatic. So that's why you see the world upside down. Like, I couldn't, yeah, man.
And you know that thing that happened with that lady regarding the iPad situation. This is the kind of thing that, you know, entertainers, athletes, rappers should be talking about. All those socialites, you know, they should be talking about it and sharing it. You know,
that's why I'm telling you about the old school. What he was telling Sanetta. This is the real issues. They don't want to deal with it. So how can we start to reform anything without, you know what I mean, saving the youth and building strong minds and, you know what I mean, keeping everybody safe, because the loss of loved ones is not easy for people to, just because they out there walking and smiling, they will never be the same. So,
you know, Derek, sorry to cut you off, brother. George Floyd, that Derek Chauvin dude. I don't think that he was immediately charged. You know what I'm saying? I think it was the outcry of the video circulating worldwide, where he's just, you know, sitting with his knee on his neck, you know, looking like he's chilling, like he's happy about it.
Yeah.
But we have the sister RP. Feel free to speak. Sister, it's been a minute. How you doing? Hotep Senate.
Hotep Sani, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Feel free to speak, sister.
Hotep Abet. Yeah, I just you know what? I ain't even gonna lie. I was listening and I meant to get on earlier, but after I had my little snack, I fell asleep listening to y'all talking. And then I woke up and I saw Brother Jabari was outside somewhere or whatever. I don't know. I'm
He's
not even
talking
trying
with
to get into
Tazaria.
that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna move on. So interesting.
Same guys who send money to a convicted child molester. But go ahead, sister. So that's me saying it. That's me.
Well, you know,
Wait, Shaka, what you mean? They passed the lie detector test. That's
true.
what.
Yeah.
That's why he's innocent, because he passed the lie detector test.
You're right,
Apparently.
sister. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know, that's
infallible.
real.
Go ahead, sister.
It's funny though, because I had a moment. I was listening to this podcast, since we was talking about child molesters, and this woman created a podcast called A Case for Innocence about Michael Jackson, and her daughter basically started listening to Michael Jackson. This is a white woman, by the way. She sounds like she got money and time on her hands, but when the second round of, or when that movie came out after he died with the two white men, she started researching whether he did it or not, and the stuff she found, like from like testimony and like audio stuff that was filed in court and stuff that she was able to find legally, like legal docs, was able to she concluded that he was innocent, right? But the point I'm trying to make is this the whole thing is that is really something right there, that whole issue with child molestation, because on one hand it's like, you know, you have the innocent till proven guilty type thing, but then again not really, because it's children involved, and it's like, how do you get yourself in a situation, you know, where you could even be accused of something like that in the first place. You know, it's just, so we really do, I guess what I'm trying to get to real quick, that wasn't what I wanted to say, but I guess we really do have to try to pursue as much due diligence on topics like that as possible to know what the truth is, you know, no matter who the person is, which is what the woman did, right? She was like, yeah, it don't matter if you're a celebrity. I don't want my daughter listening to a child molester. And she did what she did, the due diligence to find out and preclude for herself that, oh, okay, he's innocent or whatever. But
you know that seems to be strange for her to come to that conclusion, because if I'm not mistaken, Michael Jackson was never found guilty of child molestation.
yeah, she came to the conclusion that he didn't do it. And yeah, she was like, she did some research. I guess she went through like some court documents wherever they're available. I know there's a website like Pacer or whatever I just learned about. And she found like audio of the first guy's um dad saying, "Oh, if I don't get what I want," he wanted 20 million or whatever. "If I don't get what I want, everybody's going down," and blah blah blah. So but like I said, I guess I was saying that to say when you was talking about people supporting child molesters and being, taking lie detector tests and, you know, that excluding them from guilt. We just really have to do the due diligence to see, okay, what happened. Like read the court docs and read the stuff or whatever's available to see, okay, what
But hold on,
information do
hold on,
we
hold on,
have?
hold on, Sister Happy. I'm sorry for interrupting, but just so if people don't know what we're talking about,
Mm.
when it comes to the lie detector test, this
No,
is
I
an
don't know.
ISUP. Oh, you don't know?
No, because I've been
Okay,
out
well,
of it a
okay.
little
I'm
bit.
gonna play two clips. Now, the first one is Tuzaya confronted live on air. And the second one is Filthy Frankie Sarnetta talking about the same stuff that I tried to talk about during the Wayne, but Bicha Sarnetta stopped me because he's a well-known supporter and defender of rapists and child molesters. He invites them on his panel. So first thing, the recollection, which is about here.
Were you accused of molesting your wife's niece, who is your niece through marriage?
I have no recollection of that. You would have to inform me of what you're talking about. I have no recollection of that.
Okay, I will be able to one day. So I have my third question. Captain Cesario, do you have a homie that's in prison right now for child molestation that you support financially?
Yes.
But I thought you were against child molestation and those that are molesters to children.
I am against child molestation and those that molest children.
So why are you supporting this person, but you speak ill against others that have a love for people that have been just accused of child molestation?
Okay, I'll answer your question very easily. When I was at both cases of both trials, the evidence that they had, they gave the brother a lie detector test, which he passed. They tested the sister for the young girl, rather, whether her hymen was broke because he was accused of molesting her. Her hymen was not broke. A hymen, for those that don't know, a hymen is something that they use to test to see if the woman's or the child's virginity has been broken or anything like that. There was information that she said that she gave, which she then retracted. So the first case that they did was thrown out. The second case, they did not want to answer to. The jury was hung on it, and the judge did not want to release them until they came up with an answer, and then they came up with a guilty verdict. So from observing the case, if he was guilty of the crime, I would in no way support the brother. But from the evidence of the case, from the testimonies of him as well as the individuals involved, he was not guilty, even though he was found guilty.
Wow, so he was not guilty even though he was found guilty, but you speak ill against someone else that is not guilty, but they say he was guilty. So I have a question. This brother that you support, does he have children?
Yes.
And if so, do you ever say to those children, you have a father that's a child molester?
No, I don't.
Well, why do you do that to others that have a love for Dr. Malachi Z. York Ill and cause his children of him being a quote-unquote so-called child molester, and you speak for supporting him?
So that's the situation about the lie detector test. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's also talking about the hymen. Now, the lie detector test, I heard, is not admissible in court for criminal cases. Now, the hymen could be intact, and we've seen from York's paperwork that it can, I don't want to say completely heal, but just like also with the anal injuries, one doctor was explaining that, there can be some sort of healing to a certain degree. So for the record, Jabari, with his hypocrisy, we just saw him laughing, kicking with Tuzaya. Tuzaya said on tape that he sends the money to the guy who was found guilty of child molestation. But when it's Polite, because of the competition, he says Polite should be on timeout. But a guy who sends money to a convicted child molester is cool.
First, let me say to you, I'm not planning on being here long talking about these issues, but I do want to say to you that there have been a number of things that have occurred that are quite concerning, that I'm sure that you are aware of. I really need to say to you that first, let's begin with the allegations, and the arrest and the subsequent arrest of Brother Polite. It is so important for us to acknowledge that the charges that have been levied against Brother Polite, and in fact his subsequent arrest, are very serious. They're very serious. And I do know that there are some of you who would like to say that that we should simply wait until all of this is adjudicated in court. And clearly, I think that we should recognize that, of course, it is going to be adjudicated in court. Of course it is. Of course, this is something that is so serious that the allegations are so vile that they will be adjudicated in court. It is not our role to convict Brother Polite before that occurs. However, I'm going to say to you, when the allegations are as serious as they are, we need to take them seriously. And in taking them seriously, I think it should be pretty clear that we should expect Brother Polite to be on timeout. At the very least. At the very least, he needs to sit down and not do the things that he'd been doing. I think that I've been concerned by some of there's only one way to call it, flossing that he's been doing on social media during this time.
And for the record, I'm going to play Sanada confronting Tazariak over that ICPK member who's been in jail because he was found guilty of child molestation. And the fact that he's being supported financially.
Polite, if let's say Polite is innocent, he could be a partial victim. You know, maybe he broke up with the girl. Who knows, you know, what happened in that instance. But the only true victim is that girl. So I think that's what we need.
And I think that's being a hypocrite, because you have a member of ISUPK who was locked up for child molestation, for rape, or whatever it is, and y'all still support him. Here it is, Polite have not been found guilty, and y'all wouldn't support him. See the double standard?
What
you have a
double
member
standard?
in ISUPK, which y'all support him financially. You put money on his books, but Polite have not been found guilty, and y'all
This how I know you taking a
that's a
strong.
double standard.
This
there,
how I
brother.
know you take a strong position of Polite's innocence, regardless of waiting till the verdict come, because you keep bringing up the same exact thing, even though I've explained the position dozens of times. How many times do I have to explain the same exact position? So in that instance, the brother took a lie detector.
Even if you explain it,
can't
it still remains the same, though, Captain.
No,
You still support a brother
what
who
remains
was
the
found
same?
guilty.
But what remains the same though?
That he was found guilty.
Definitely was found guilty, but he also
Polite
took
was not found guilty.
I'm not saying don't support him though. Right.
Brother, you said if the brother come on my channel, you done.
Wait.
And you know you got me, man. You got me. I said, all right, brother.
That's
All
right.
right,
But
I
what is that part? That part is talking about until the trial is over. I just say.
All right, so that's it. Every time Sister Arpy, you hear us talking about, I have no recollection or lie detector, that's what we're talking about.
Okay, thank you. I definitely don't keep up enough to know what's going on. I know there was a couple different people, and then I've been recently seeing somebody named Chief X in your titles. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry if that makes me a little bit behind or whatever I am.
It's just a cloud chaser. He's clouting for white supremacy. That's all. It's not that important.
But that while you were playing this stuff, I was thinking a house divided can't stand. My mama would say that a lot. And that's where we at. To have a black woman shot through the door for trying to protect her children, and not only was the woman not arrested, but ain't nobody drag her behind out the house, shows where we are. We're in a powerless position, but we have time to abuse our own children, and we have time to protect, the people who abuse our children, like he said, sending support financially to these folks. Our eyes is off the prize, which is ultimately, I would think, no matter where you are in belief spiritually, is to be free, to abolish the current ways of life, because it ain't working. But we're falling right in line. And I know I've said this to the point of sounding like a broken record. We becoming the stuff we claim we despise and don't want to be. um I want to make a comment too about that case that y'all were talking about. I have an allergy. I call it an allergy to white people. I'm just being honest. I do my best to not deal with them if I don't have to. I'm not saying I'm discourteous or impolite to anyone, but if I don't have to, I don't. I choose not to. Um, and in a lot of ways, at times, sometimes it's to my demise, because in the case of the people that you just played their clips, even, but without the sexual impropriety, I go out of my way to avoid, white people who I've determined to be at the least tacky and at the most terroristic. And I give opportunities to, my people, African people, black people, and they turn around, kick me square in my ass. And there we go with the house divided. So I think that's something we could talk about. Like, I don't know how to fix this. I'll tell you something quick that happened to me. I was working with a lady at an African American museum, so-called African American museum, and this lady, speaking of kids, she had expired fire extinguisher in her facility. She was trying to do a catering business out of this so-called museum. Didn't have like active shooter protocols or fire escape plans, but then she was inviting schools in the local district to come and bring their children through. And I literally had a meeting with her asking what were the protocols in case of emergencies. And she was saying stuff like, well, if we got to get out, everybody get out this door and do this and do that. Like, okay, but there should be signs saying exit or da da da. And the fire extinguisher was a very pivotal, seminal moment, because it not only was it expired, it wasn't charged. So you either have to buy a new one or get it charged. It was $45 to get it charged, which is about the same price of a new one. So I said, okay, which one you want to do? And she was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not spending the money. And I said to her, I said, listen, that's not safe. And listen to me when I tell you, this woman said verbatim, I'm willing to take that risk. I
My
was like,
goodness.
word.
If
And
somebody
so,
dies, she cannot bring the people back, but feel free, Sister Aubrey.
nah, no, she can't bring them back. Man, look. And so the next day, there was some children over, and this ended up being my last day. And one of the children hurt his head, and he looked lethargic. He was acting lethargic. I said, "What's wrong with you?" And he's like, "I hit my head at school." So I'm like, "You need to call 911 just in case, and let the school know, but don't hesitate, because we can't play with brain injuries." I remember hearing a report about a young boy dying from a concussion, and no one that knew CPR was around. The coach knew CPR, but he had gone for some reason. So the young man died. So I'm on alert. I had a head injury myself when I was young. And so I took the initiative to call 911. She called them back and said, don't come. Do y'all know, because this woman, because she owns the house and because she's a so called business owner, the fire rescue did not look at that young man. They came, they stayed there, and the police was basically talking to her like, "You want to file charges on her? You want to file charges on RP?" No, I just want her to leave. And I wasn't on her property. I was recording it from the sidewalk, which is public property. But now, because I did that and tried to protect children, I'm a pariah for sure. I know I got into spats with other people, black people before, but now I'm on the crap list because I looked out for a kid that said he had a head injury and advised this cheap ass woman to get a fire extinguisher because she wanted kids in her facility. I'm hurting dumbfounded right now. And all this fighting and dumb crap we doing and touching kids and not protecting kids and people, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm starting to get very pessimistic about the future.
It's best to be pessimistic rather than optimistic. You know what I'm saying? It's best to be prepared for the worst. The reality is that, we like, for example, who's speaking here?
How about the mighty fucking Hebrew? This nigga went to jail for rape, dog. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga,
and that nigga back in the community, like everything good. Hebrew's quiet. Let's not forget the mighty Hebrew nigga, who you get constantly on your channel, who's on all the Hebrew's channel. Don't forget the mighty Hebrew, the bald head nigga, been already incarcerated in prison for molesting a young child. He came home and they violated him again because the nigga was trying to fuck with another child.
And here, Divinely Inspired wrote, the IACPK/Tazariak should release the name of this convicted person so we can look up the details of the case for ourselves. Neo X is on the panel. She had the IACPK dude, Captain K, and he was like, well, you guys need to just look it up. It's out there. Where is it? How are we going to look it up if they don't tell us where to look? And P. Bennett wrote, well, looks like Tazariak doesn't want the public to know the victim's account. And Divinely Inspired responded, exactly, just terribly disgusting. They're supposed to be the men, to be men of God. Yeah, right. Till this day, we don't even know how old the girl is, but Tazariak said the young girl. First he said the sister, then he said the young girl, rather. And several people has hinted that the girl may have been 9 years old. We don't know how old the dude was. We don't know how young the girl was. We don't exactly know what the dude did, but he was found guilty, though. So we're supposed to take those pathological liars' word for it? And this is happening right in front of our eyes, man. Now, it would be a mistake.
But not to mention, though, with Captain 10K, he was acting disingenuous, too. Because you remember, he wouldn't even admit if he knew if the guy was a member or not, because I didn't have the full facts. But this is the only thing I just realized when you replayed that clip with Captain Tazariak explaining to that lady why she supports. I just realized that he said that the first case was thrown out.
There was two cases.
So I wonder what evidence came along for them to recharge, because they threw it out apparently to him. And then they came back and recharged him again. That's the thing, is that if they are so sure of what that this dude is innocent, why won't they let us read the court documents?
Hold on, sister. Nothing says that they tried it again for the same case. It may have been two different cases. He said I was there for both cases at both trials.
Yeah, I think it's two.
You know what I'm saying? And let me just play it again. I'm going to play the full thing just when he says that he was there for both cases at both trials. Hold on. Recollection. There it is.
Are you accused of molesting your wife's niece, who is your niece through marriage?
I have no recollection of that. You would have to inform me of what you're talking about. I have no recollection of that.
Okay, I will be able to one day. So I have my third question. Captain Tazariak, do you have a homie that's in prison right now for child molestation that you support financially?
Yes.
But I thought you were against child molestation and those that are molesters to children.
I am against child molestation and those that molest children.
So why are you supporting this person, but you speak ill against others that have a love for people that have been just accused of child molestation?
Okay, I'll answer your question very easily. When I was at both cases of both trials, the evidence.
When I was at both cases at both trials.
Well, that's what I said. I think the reason why they won't release this man's name and let us read the court doc, because they don't want us to see how heinous, like maybe the complaint was that the prosecutor, because like I said, something happened where 12 people thought this man was guilty, even though he tried to say it was a hung jury and all that. Like, I want to read that shit myself, You
Hung
know,
jury, it means the case is dismissed. It doesn't mean the guy goes to jail. But yeah, and that's what I've been asking. How old was the victim? I've been asking. I mean, Tozayak's government name is on his Instagram account. You know, I
like
don't
if they
know if
think he's
he's
so innocent, are they trying to hire a lawyer to appeal to try to get him out? You know, that they hit up the Innocence Project. Like, what work they really putting in if they really believe this man was innocent? But they won't let us know his name though. That's why I said they trying to cover this shit up.
sounds like TMH. We had a sister who did put in writing that she said that the charges were dropped, but she's tripping over the word exonerated. You know what I'm saying? So the charges were allegedly dropped, but we don't have any information about that TMH dude. But yeah, we have Tazi's account right there. But if we have the court summary or if we have the court transcript, I think he's going to be a lot different than what the dude said, because he went out of his way to explain what a hymen is, as if child molestation is only through the vagina, as if it cannot be, oral or anal, like Malachi York, for example, who had children performing oral sex on him and on other people, and who had who sodomized children, boys and girls. So
Hey,
we're
you
gonna say,
must ain't
oh,
catch my live. I had a guy or guest who popped in, and he don't even believe. Like, me and Bennett was going back and forth with him, and we were just telling him all the facts of the case, and he said he still don't believe that Dr. York did anything wrong.
Babylon
So
Dunn doesn't believe that Dr. York did anything wrong, and that's why now he's hanging with Smash Rockwell, and probably, maybe, who knows, maybe, I mean, I think he said he's not hanging on Scam Cheddar's panel, but you know what I'm saying? This like, man, those people, man, and I don't know what's up with these two ladies, those two Scam Cheddar feminist representative, but
you
we
mean the
know that.
raper capers?
Yeah, one of them came out of that camp, the Nubian stuff, and the other lady, when I asked her clearly live on air, is it okay to defend Malachi York? First she danced, and then she didn't answer. You know what I'm saying? So
No, she
there's
told you she don't have to answer.
yeah,
Like, why wouldn't you not want to answer something like that? Is something that definitely needs an answer.
because she knows it sounds bad if she says, yeah, it's okay to defend Malachi York, but she doesn't want to go and go in the other direction. You know what I'm saying? To say that it is wrong to defend, and it goes back to the situation with Chris MVP Harris. The dude didn't deny, but some people, this kind of stuff, it goes over people's head. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so gullible. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, maybe the girl's hymen was intact, but maybe it was oral, maybe it was anal. I mean, what was he? And the dude, this video that I played of Sanetta, that's a few months old. So it was this current year, right? The guy's been in jail for years. So if he's been in jail for years, most likely the crime was indeed very heinous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I said they don't want us to see it. Let us read the details of that case. We know why they hiding this man identity. So, but like I said, eventually it's gonna come out. Somebody eventually gonna get mad, leave the camp. You know how it goes. Blah, blah, blah. So eventually somebody gonna come out and spill the beans. So, but I'm gonna get ready to get off soon. I gotta go. But hey, Bennett, I seen your comment when he was like Sanetta explaining. Doing some explaining, and somebody hit me up, told us, girl, we don't know what you said on that live, but whatever you said got that man sitting up here, trying to clean up his image and all that. And I said, bro, I ain't say nothing. They ain't already been out there, bro. Like, they just, like, come on. Like, I think it's just becoming more real that I can see these things and people are denying what is obvious in front of them. Like, I don't know Sanetta's history. I'm not going to say I was there, but I'm starting to see a pattern. And like my mom said, the same people ain't going to continue to say the same shit about you unless it's true. It's a difference between somebody hating and then somebody showing proof that you scammed them. So, and if somebody call you a liar and you lied on me, then I'm going to believe that you're a liar out of experience,
He lied on you, he lied on me, he lied on so many people. He lied on us.
And he lied on his own wife.
Yeah, he accused you publicly of stealing the money. You know what I'm saying? But Enki said that, he addressed Scam chat, the Filthy Frankie, and he said there's some people who go to the Dominican Republic and they do stuff that they would get killed for in the States, in the US. What was he talking about? Maybe
Money,
we'll find
yeah,
out.
money, Shaka. You don't know, money make the world go round. A lot of these people, not these people, but people in the world do stuff. They get away with stuff because of money. They got women, you know, different countries, you know what I'm saying? They on the corner, they waiting for foreigners, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
money,
but I mean, you know, you're not gonna get killed in the States for having different women. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what they doing, but money make things happen. That's all
Yeah,
I'm
because
saying.
Anki was obviously alluding to something way more serious.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But I'm saying they could be children, you know. The people in the world be selling their kids out here. It's sick.
That's what I was just thinking too. Like this, it sounds like, especially with black folks, it's centering around money. People don't want their money interrupted. They have some type of synergy going on with these folks where everybody's able to collect, and then people, you know, some of these people have these secret. I don't know what to call it. They like stuff they shouldn't like, and they're able to engage in it because now they have the money to hush people up or make something look like it's not. You know.
Yeah,
You know
sis,
what?
I can't speak.
You know what? Hold on. Let me just play this. You know, this is actually the stuff that I was referring to. This is Anki speaking publicly about Filthy Frankie, aka Sarnetta, from the House of Conscious Mess. The rape, okay.
Bro, listen. I don't even know who's over there watching that shit. But actually, you know what? That's a lie. I do. What's happening right now is there's a line in the sand, and the pedophiles and the pro-pedophiles. Remember when I said this is revealing who's pedophile and who's pro-pedophile? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these people have shit that they've been doing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people have shit that they've been doing, shit that they interested in. A lot of these niggas go on to vacations in Dominican Republic and Brazil and all these other places and be doing a lot of shit that if they was here in the States, them niggas would get killed for. You know what I'm saying? But these niggas going on vacation doing other goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? And niggas coming around thinking that because they got a little few dollars that they could get away with doing certain shit, that makes them somebody. It don't. See, I still come from a world where money don't determine who you are. It don't. Because you got a little control of a platform and niggas looking at you and you can put niggas in position like, bro, that shit don't mean nothing if you a slime ball. Period. So you over there having sex with little girls. Remember, I was saying that we needed to boycott Sarnetta Page until he took polite videos down. At this point, I'm saying that we need to just boycott that page. Everybody needs to unsubscribe. The nigga's a pedophile. What are you doing now? And if he's not, let him break it down. Let him explain his relationship with Nicki, because he cannot deny his relationship with Nicki. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? That is a real thing that happened. That would be the same as Polite trying to deny Aminette. Polite can't deny he with Aminette no more than Sarnetta could deny that he was with Nicki for years. So let him explain that. Let him explain what he's doing with Nicki. He's 33, she's 15. And let me show you something. So you really know that this is a problem. He stayed in a relationship with her. He went to prison for a year and stayed in a relationship with her while he was in prison. And when he came home, he came right back to her. So that means that he thinks that that's okay. You see what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, we want to say the girl had a really big body and she looked grown and he was out somewhere drunk and they hooked up for a one night stand and he didn't know. Okay, that's a situation. That could be argued back and forth. I'm not saying yay, nay, or whatever. But you were with this girl since she's in junior high school, my nigga. To the time she's in high school. Guess who's going to jail tonight? What? Bro, stop doing videos on everything else and talk about you and Nikki over there, bro. Talk about you and Nikki. And be careful because niggas in Harlem is now paying attention. So it's niggas that know about other things that's hitting me, sending me text messages and all that. And I'm ignoring a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what I would like you to do is go out on a high note. This is a real message from me to you, Saab. You watching this video. Go out on a high note with some dignity, bro. Don't keep dragging this thing out where you keep losing dignity in front of us, bro. It's hurting me. I don't know. A lot of these people that's watching, they don't really give a fuck about none of the people involved. It's hurting me to keep finding out more of these things that's making who you are in my mind diminish less and less and less into below nothingness. And it's a lot of people in the community that feel the same way, bro. And if you would have just stopped this shit, if you would have just stopped this polite shit so long ago, man, you could have saved this community so much fucking heartache, bro. And you still going, my nigga. You still pointing out other niggas instead of dealing with your man polite. Now, let's look how fucking goofy this nigga Saw look. All this research work, right? He doesn't realize that he's demonstrating to the entire community that he's capable of fully pulling up all the information on Brother Polite. But you're not doing anything but pulling up information on other people. Okay, so now we passed Brother Polite, bro. Now we're on Brother Sarnetta.
Feel free, brothers and sisters.
Well, birds of a feather.
That's his longtime friend. You know, Enki's been down with Sarnetta since probably 2008, 2009. You know.
You know what he gonna say? Enki was always hating on him. That's the excuse now.
And of course, all the videos that he filmed with Enki, they're no longer there. You know what I'm saying? But there's a video when they went to get something to eat in some sort of, you know, self-service buffet type of place. They're very close. You know what I'm saying? You know, that cross the line video, Enki is there. After the cross the line incident with Tozayak and ISUPK and the white dude, the white member, the Edomite member, the Esau member, Katazar, they sat down inside of this house, inside of this couch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know, Enki was there. They go way back. Sarnetta accused Enki of stealing his computer publicly. It was right in the beginning of a video that he uploaded. There was a little background music, and he said, "It's Enki who stole my computer." This kind of stuff, you know, it gets deleted. You know what I'm saying? And if you bring it up, they may say, "Oh no, I never said that." Show it and prove it. Maybe it's still floating around, and there's so much stuff.
Like I said, like I said yesterday, nobody killed him when he said, "If you know somebody for more than 2 years personally, do they know you?" He agreed. And everybody that speak against him knew him for more than 8, 9, 10 years. So some of them, it have Unc, it have Reggie, it have Apostle, it have, you know, the rest, it have those. Then it have, you know, Seti, it have the one that Dion's Prospect, it have those that everybody had personal relationship with the guy, had an issue with him and call him all kind of things. Sometimes he called them, vice versa. And it just show you that, you know what I mean? That's what it is. That's who they are. You know what I mean? Whoever want to fall for the nonsense, like myself, I don't even have time for it, you know, because like I told you before that, I've been watching YouTube, but I never came on nobody panel before I came on Shaka panel. So it's just showing you I knew what it is, and people who let people fool them. Yeah, like it's nothing if you want to give somebody something, if you appreciate them, but when you have people making you do things, when they pressing you, they begging you, you know what I'm saying? Like that's too much. And when I see in these cash apps, I'll be like, bro, really? Like, what are you giving this guy that much amount of money for at one time? Like, I don't get it. Everything the guy is speaking is books that you could get yourself. And
I get it, brother.
Is 100 of him out here doing the same thing. Because some of them that just teach
hold on.
they will do it for free.
Check this out. How many YouTube channels invite convicted rapists and convicted child molesters? How many?
I wouldn't know, Shaka. I don't go check everybody background and everybody that
No,
they
no, I'm
have
not
on the
talking about
panel.
background. I'm talking about convicted people that we know went to prison, were found guilty in the court of law. To my knowledge, it's only the House of Consciousness.
Well,
I
that's
don't know
the
any other
only
YouTube
reason
channel.
we know. The only reason we know is because they told us.
Yeah,
They
but
brought it up.
yeah,
That's
but the
what
fact,
I'm saying. So
yeah,
you
yeah,
don't know about the others. We don't
I
know.
understand. I understand. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But knowingly, the dude even said he wants Nature Boy on. He said it yesterday, and he said it a few days before. So,
Shaka, I told you why they doing it, Shaka. I told you it's the people that follow him.
yeah,
If the
yeah, I get
people
it.
that
I get it.
follow
No,
him
but I
was
get it.
against these things.
Brother, I get it. I understand. I agree with you. But what kind of people it is? That's called a niche. That means worldwide, all these people who rape women, who touch on babies, who rape babies, molested babies, they know that they will get well received over there. They know that they will get respected over there. You know what I'm saying? So he has found a niche.
If they have a name, if they have some kind of popularity, because you obviously that's what he goes for. So it's not just that they rape, it's because they in some kind of doctrine, some kind of group, some kind of, you know. So
And you have the scammers as well. The scammers are welcome over there. I mean, Sinetta is on tape saying that Polite scammed him. He still had Polite on after.
yeah, because Polite talk good. Like I told you, he ain't just a scammer, he's a smart scammer. So it's all about what they do to bring his popularity up, no matter what their background is. You see what I'm saying? And he the one that exposed all these people to us. So I mean, like, it's obvious. I said it 100 times. Whoever wanna, keep acting the fool, like, you should have your own priorities, your own life to deal with. Like I'm worried about what I'm gonna do for me and my daughter. That's what I'm worried about. But I'm worried about the things that affect us as a whole as well, because that's my daughter. And if we allow people to think they could do these things, my daughter could be in danger. You see what I'm saying? And
But check this out. Check this out. You mentioned the cash outs. Maybe the people who send him cash outs for the most part are people who got on this platform to advertise their products and services, and they scam people. So they created several accounts, and they thank him. Like, thank you.
Yeah, they do that, Shaka. They will post, it could be a friend. They will post, like, oh, he sent me $80. Well, just to get the bank rolling, to make people think, oh, he's sending him money. Maybe I should send too. You see? So it's all
It's a hustle. It's a hustle.
Yeah,
we have Sister
exactly.
Andrea Brunet. How you doing, sister? It's been a minute.
I'm doing, yeah, it has been. I'm doing well. I was just calling to say I agree with everything that y'all are saying here. I saw Neo X. Was it last night you were doing that stream about the pedophile ring in Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah,
with Chef Grady. I mean, Chef, Duncan.
Yeah.
Grady, Chef Grady in Polk County, Florida.
Yeah, I don't know if you
That's
heard.
his number one priority.
Yeah, I've been watching that.
Did you hear that, Shaka?
No, I
Did you
didn't
hear-
catch that last stream. No, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, it was it's a terrible situation down there that what happened to those kids down there. It's just horrible. Goes right back to everything that we've been saying, right? People they just don't care about our children. I mean, that's not our children that they were specifically talking about, I would assume. I don't know for sure. But it's just another commodity, another means to an end of making money. And it's just horrible. It's just horrible. And I'm, with Sister RP, when she said about white people, fortunately, I kind of feel like her. I mean, in my immediate family, I have some white people I have to deal with, but other than that, I try my best to stay away from. Muhammad Ali had this saying, if you put me in a room with 10,000 snakes and 9,000 of them are poisonous and 1,000 of them are not, I'm not going to stay in that room to figure out which ones are and which ones aren't. So you got to prove to me that you're okay for me to be around. Otherwise, I have no need. There's nothing that just says to interact on when I get home, there's no reason. If I have to go out in the world, that's a different story. But I could care less here.
Everywhere though. There's good and bad everywhere. And some people, they feel like they are being Pan-Africans by defending black folks no matter what they do. You know what I'm saying? And we've been seeing that in the so-called conscious community. Like somebody's going to touch on children, molest children sexually, of course, but you cannot molest if it's not sexually. But
and why?
And
No, I was going
I
to
know.
say
I was just
because that
saying.
remind
Go ahead. Sorry, Ben. I mean,
that reminds that just reminds you, you know, we take it all this back to, you know, church stuff and all that stuff. All that stuff happens because somebody wants to really believe that this person is this type of person, and we don't know any of those people. When you go into that building, you don't know that pastor, you don't know anybody, and nobody should walk in with this unrealistic mindset that these people are who they say they are. We have to always, you know, have our guard up, and especially when it comes to our children, you know, and those, because even with the kids' church and all that kind of stuff, a lot of that stuff happens over there. That's where, you know, a pedophile would love to hang out because they know parents are dropping their kids off over there, and stuff
Yeah.
happens to kids when they're in children. All that
It
it's just
happens in Boy Scouts. It happens in
exactly,
everywhere. Yeah, you gotta be
exactly.
aware, you know. And
I mean,
children
well,
know
In
don't better
sports as
because
well, sport
they want to
teams.
be, yeah, they want to be in things and they think it's all good and fun, not knowing the sick kind of individual the adults are. But like you were saying about yuck, you know, they do it for, like you said, bro. Black people have a sick disease of trying to prove to the world that they are equal or they are, you know, superior, or, you know, they have something. And that's why, like, if we was that, we would be putting a shame the people that disgrace us as a race, you
Yeah.
know, instead of. And you know, I could only imagine from the outside looking in as other races, you know what I'm saying? So that's what they do. I don't care what the leader did, if he had any morals and standard for the what can I say, whatever he brought forth to the community, if he in it, or if he's talking it but he's not walking it, he's not that. That's not what he is. So when the guy, I don't know the guy personally, because as some of the doctrine I've seen, it's just sickening to me. Some supernatural alien, some witchcraft, all kind of things mixed in it. So for people to take these things so serious, and you know what I'm saying, like, okay, if he did something for whoever, then you have them, those people that came up under him, his family, they are here as some kind of popularity, so they pushing it amongst the people. So now he have some kind of credibility because everybody's jumping on the wagon because they think that they have a group of black people that's singing for this guy. Oh, we supposed to do the same because he's black and he's some kind of so-called leader to them. No, and that's not what it is. And if we don't, oh, white people gonna think we're not no, we're not together. Not if the guy is committing these acts. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, it's pathetic. And it's the same thing with Sanetta. Nobody not holding him accountable. Now, if he go out there and shoot somebody, rape somebody, and it hit the news, everybody gonna act like they shot. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like, it's not
I
much to say.
wanted to say real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Alpi.
Okay, thank you. A lot of times when there's sexual abuse, there's physical abuse. I went to Catholic school growing up. Um, we were going to practice for the first communion or whatever, and the priest came in drunk and was like saying, like, I just came back from Jerusalem, and had a big old Bible in his hand and hit me over the head with the Bible, like, wow, like that over my head. And I was taken out of the school. I don't think my parents understood they could have sued. But then years later, this same priest, it was found out he had groomed and was paying a young man that went to the school to be his lover for 30 years. There was another teacher, and this was a black teacher. The priest was white, but this lady at the school, same school, was black. She would hit some of the students under their feet with drumsticks that were taped together. And I remember seeing them one time because she hit me with him, the drumsticks, and they were taped together with this like electric blue tape, which is why I remember so well. Blue at the time was my favorite color. And you know, it's all kind of stuff we have to be aware of, like physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse. It could be also just abuse through neglect, like, you know, emotional and not, you know, like abstaining from giving kids something that they need. I personally have seen students be denied like bathroom breaks in schools as a paraprofessional, or be denied access to a nurse when they've been injured. Oh, you'll be okay. You know, like my friend, he passed away. God bless his soul. He told me the people that suffer the most in this world are children and the elderly.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah.
And we have to learn from the mistakes of the past, so the situation can be better. You know what I'm saying? You know, in England they have cameras in so many places, so many public places, and you know, people still need their privacy and intimacy. But at some point, man, whatever is necessary, because too many people are trying to normalize horrible behavior. You know what I'm saying? It should be a no-brainer that it ain't cool for children to be sexually abused. You know what I'm saying? Or physically abused. You know, there was some sort of boot camp, and a young person was over there, and they will have him doing all these kind of exercise, and he was exhausted and all that, and the nurse was there, and she would check him and then let them do the thing, and he actually died. I forgot his name, but I covered it back then. You know what I'm saying? I had that on my website. But there's the video of it. You know what I'm saying? He actually died, man. But yeah,
Yes.
go ahead, sister. Go ahead, Andrew.
I was gonna say it's just like, you know, here in one of these high schools here, you know, the coach had these you know, young they just come back from break, or a 2-week break or whatever, and for a couple hours he had them doing all that strenuous exercise where it affected their muscle structure and stuff like that, where some of those young men had to be hospitalized. I mean, it's all that kind of stuff. I just used to tell, when my kids were growing up, I would just tell those coaches right off rip, this is a voluntary sport and you are not going to mistreat my children. You're just not. And if you don't want to have to contend with me, you better treat mine right. I can't speak for nobody else's children, but you don't have carte blanche just to mistreat my children or put them in harm's way. You're not going to do that. So,
Got the boss is French for what you call green light.
Mm-hmm. Because, you know, I said sometimes I think, you know, people think they own your children, you know, especially when they're, you know, especially if they're going up through school and then they get involved in the extracurricular activities. They think they own your children. And if we're not there to be their protectors, you know, they will do that. And I just wasn't one of those, and never signed corporal punishment. I was like, you guys are not laying your hands on my kids, because if you come back and if it's something other than, it's not going to be good. So, and my grandkids now it's worse. They better not even think about it. I got whatever I had for my kids, I got a double portion for my grandkids. So leave my babies alone. There's something else that comes on you when you have grandkids. It's just a whole nother ball game. And I would just, it's just a different feeling. Just leave the babies alone. They have nothing to do with grown folk problems. So, and grown folks need to fix themselves and stop taking out our aggression on our children like that. You know, all of that.
Frustrations, yeah.
Yeah.
Feel free, brother.
Hey, Hotep Shaka. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
On the panel. Yeah. I just been listening to y'all and reflecting on, you know, some of these things that, you know, people have even said over time, because, you know, when you hear some of the stuff, it's so wild. It takes time to sink in, you know. Every day I hear something, you know, when I think back on some of the comments these men have made, you know, on that channel and stuff, I hear it in a different way. And it just reminds me of how shocking some of the things are that they're talking about, because you almost don't want to believe that it could be that bad, even when it's spilling out in front of your face. I mean, even Inky, I'm laughing, but trust me, I'm not laughing inside. It's just this stuff is so ridiculous. Everything is so wrong with it. But when I heard Inky, every time I hear Inky make that comment, when you replay that comment, Shaka, I hear different things. Like, but you know, in the beginning, it didn't sound the same to me, because it sounded like he was talking about a group of men, you know, going to the DR and things. But actually, I think it's sounding to me now like he's saying both. It's a group of men, but also Sa Neter. Like, to me, it sounds like he was talking about Sa Neter going down there and messing with little kids. I mean, I don't know. It's Inky's comment. You could kind of take the comment either way you want. He kind of leaves it that
Enki's
way.
comment.
Like, it could
Yeah,
be a
you
group
are.
of men, or
You're
it could be a
you're
group
so
of men
trapped.
and Sa Neter, right? And I think it's so interesting how, like, it came after he said that. The only thing he's talked about is Nikki, because he said, like, but you can prove Nikki can be proven, like, making it sound like, okay, he might not be able to prove the DR thing, but he can prove Nikki. So talk about Nikki, right? And so Sa Neter's talked about Nikki, but to me, it sounds like he's just saying, "Yo, man, this man, these guys are up to other things with young kids in other places too." That's to me is what it sounds like, But in general, this is the last day. Has been the wildest day. It's a day, like I could only speculate what that day was about, what Sa Neter has been talking about, but nobody goes out there and puts all those people in a video pointing fingers at them, talking about, oh, this one's here and this guy's here. No one goes through all that trouble for no reason. I mean, to me, it was the
Ain't for
most
no
bizarre
reason.
thing I've ever seen.
There's a reason behind it, all right?
Yeah, there's a reason behind it, right? And I just think it's so people are just seeing how pathetic these men are. By the way, and not just men, but by the way, it's a good thing to speak up against this kind of stuff and to speak up against these kind of people, because, a lot of times we think our community is hopeless, but it's not when you see people speaking up and taking action and showing that you don't have to just settle for this stuff, because if we do settle for it, it's going to kill us. And it's going to become so normalized. I mean, it is normalized. And the last thing I'm going to say is, it's so normalized. Look how a man named Chief X can just come out there to the world and say that I lied about him. And just say that I lied. Anybody that paid attention to that those small little interactions between us, no, I didn't lie on the man. But he's willing to go out there and tell the world, I lied on him. I have these intentions. And there's going to be loads of people that will some people will listen to it. But the real weird part about it is that, the real weird part about it is he has no trouble saying it. He has no trouble accusing someone else of being a liar.
Yeah, there's something wrong with Chief X head. Bennett. No, I think he got Alzheimer's or something going on, because just the day before the guy said it told his own mouth. When the video was like 8 days ago, when was that video? But it wasn't more than a week ago, So
It was 2 days ago, brother.
Exactly.
It was 2 days ago.
Yeah, I think something wrong with that man's mind. Like I told you, some of these people, bro, like they have nothing better to do. Like, like their agenda is fruitless. It don't make sense to me. But hey, and what they say, and they can't even prove it. It's just their narrative, their opinion. Look at this guy, or look at this picture. Look, like, bro, stop it, man.
I think he'll be on SARS panel shortly. Before
he want to be on that panel.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because he got a real hate for SARS people, SARS co-workers. He don't like Reggie. A lot of them. He told them, like, yeah, he be saying, y'all don't want me on the channel, but y'all want pedophiles. Y'all want scammers on the channel. So I don't know how Sana to take that. He probably don't like that neither.
I think Chief X, to be honest with you, I think he's highly manipulative, but also, such a huge ego, and also very arrogant, and also very ignorant, and he just mixed these two things. Like he's gonna say, oh, you don't want me on there because I'm a pedophile, because maybe that makes it look like he's fighting pedophiles. Nah, man, this guy this man, from what my opinion is, this man is a scammer. That's all it comes down to. He's a scammer, and he want to be down with scammers. He's a scammer in Black history. He's a scammer just as being a stand-up person. He is, it's just nothing right about this man. And like, I mean, he paid. He's one of the type of people that would pay to be on Sarnetter's panel. And guess who isn't? Me. Guess who isn't? I would never pay no sucker. I wouldn't pay one of those scammers for any of their products. I would never think 2 seconds about it. I would never debate trying to be on that man's channel. I would never, there's so many things I would never do that Chief X would do and has done. You see what I mean? Like, we're nothing alike as human beings. You see, he got a million unks, as he say, like on his body. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Having a million unks on your body doesn't mean you know shit about Kemet or Africa. It just means you got fucking tattoos, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it fucking means.
Facts.
That's all it means, And what happened to your character as a black man?
Yeah, you see Jabari with the unk on his hand all the time. Like, that's supposed to do something.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's so sad, but these guys collectively, they dumb down our community. Collectively, they make African elders look like trash. Collectively, they do, and I'm so glad that they're getting called out for it. I'm so glad, because when you use our people's struggle for your own personal benefit, and even use it as a means to exploit our own people, you deserve to be called out in the public. You deserve it.
You know what they're gonna say, Bennett? They're gonna say, put your record up against mine.
Oh no, they're not. They're not going to say it. They're not going to say it against me because these guys are manipulative.
No, I'm
See
just
what
showing,
they do
I'm
is
just showing you that's the excuse though. They
Yeah.
make, a lot of people think because they put a camera on and a microphone in somebody's face, they doing something. Anybody could take their phone. Like, if every time I give somebody money, I don't even know I should record it. Homeless people, young children, one song, I should record it every time I do something like that just to prove a point. Like, I don't have to do these things. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sell my soul or integrity just to try to promote this so-called Black Power, Pan-Africanism, whatever. Is not really cultivating nothing. Like, if I'm not cultivating anything, I'm just wasting the people's time. And that's what's been going on around the Black community, a waste of time. Everybody wasting time, everybody walking around drunk and high, and that's what's going on, man. And everybody want to eat good and sleep on nice sheets, and that's what's going on. They don't care as long as it doesn't really affect them. They don't care.
So the question I have is, what process do we implement to discover one and then determine as a collective that people, as they present themselves, are suitable or unsuitable to be presenters, or I don't want to say leaders because we don't have leaders right now, but just to be in the forefront. What's that process? Because we have to ultimately solve the problem. We can do this till kingdom come, as they say, but there has to be some type of process.
Yeah.
I have an answer. I mean, we should take them up on their own standards, and that's why I usually give the example of Jabari. Jabari is on tape saying that Polite should be on timeout. Polite was not found guilty, but there's more than one person that was found guilty that was still welcome as an individual, or as a member of an organization, even though they were found guilty of child molestation. rape of children. You know what I'm saying? So we have the scamming as well. Those guys don't care. Garfield is a known scammer. Smash Rockwell doesn't care. Capping for him. And Smash Rockwell had the nerve to make a video talking about polite scamming. And Smash Rockwell was with Polite for the Kemet on Trial event. And what's amusing is that Donnie Williams, who used to be a moderator on Smash Rockwell's panel, YouTube channel, just let us know that Polite stole money from him. So all these years, Smash Rockwell didn't say jack, but now that Polite has a case, now he's opening his mouth, man.
Yeah, so
There's some weak dudes around. Go ahead, brother.
I guess you was just trying to clarify anybody that have these acts scamming or these kind of people on their platform disrespecting each other as elders, you know, all kind of different nonsense.
But the elders don't matter much, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if a dude is a rapist and is an elder,
no,
then
I'm just saying like
yeah.
that because of the question she asked. So that from when you see these things with these kind of characters, you already know that's a red flag as far as leaders go, you know, because that's what I think she was trying to get around to. But in
the HOK is the only known channel that invites convicted rapists, convicted child molesters, known scammers. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said, you know, that's who we know, because as far as I'm concerned, the majority of all these people on YouTube are scammers. Period. I don't care if it's Bill Carson. I don't care. Come on, man, Shaka. What are we doing here? We have to hold the same standards. Yes, because they are begging for cash apps. They are begging for money, and they are not doing nothing.
No, but check this out.
Hold on. Let me answer because the one she asked
not
the
scamming.
question.
Asking for money is not scamming. You know,
But
when I talk about scammers, I'm talking about people.
But you know what you're talking about when you're talking about Polite and this and that. When people say they have something or they give you a plan, an idea, something, sometimes it's not even a 99% thing that it might go through. You know, sometimes it's a business proposition that they're putting in front. That doesn't mean that you have to know what you're dealing with, and it's like gambling. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing on the YouTube, and these people saying that they're trying to sell you a dream, right? And it failed. Just because it failed, you might turn around and hate this person because when you was talking to him, he making you feel like you're gonna do this, you're gonna get that. It's the same thing like the guy that called in and told Garfield, I gave you $300 and I wasn't satisfied with the job that you said you was going to do because he didn't do what. You see what I'm saying?
Well, no, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that.
No,
you
but
know?
that's what I'm saying. The guy is saying. You saying it's deeper than that. I don't know. I don't know them personally.
I can let you know. I can let everybody know. An example of Garfield scamming, and somebody stated that publicly on this channel.
But
and it's not anonymous and unidentified. Okay, just finishing it up.
Yeah, because I was just trying to say like about the leader thing she was talking about. Like, if we are not going to have leaders that asking us for money, and they show towards whether it's children's center, whether it's homes in their community, whether it's cleaning up the environment, whether it's, you know, books and stuff for supplies for the children for school. We have to know these things about these leaders that's asking for donations and trying to put debates and all of this up, because it's the community money. They're taking money from Black people. So that's a number one thing. You know what I mean? That's a number one thing when it comes to a leader. If they are not doing it to benefit other people and not just themselves, that's a red flag, because every man have to work for his bread.
And let me just play it so we can continue the convo.
Everybody know what's bad about Black
yo,
people.
Garfield with the bullshit scamming. He with the credit. He used to be with the credit scam, because I'm saying, listen, right? I used to mess with all these cats. I know that, like, I spoke to these cats. I used to have a number, call them, all type of shit, but I left all of them alone. I gave my older brother Garfield information to holler at him, right? To get some credit fixed up. Man, 2 months, like a month and a half, 2 months later, call passed. My brother called me, yo, what's up with your mans? And them niggas is taking money out my goddamn account, man.
Yeah.
And they ain't doing nothing for me. I'm like, yo, word. I'm like, yo, word to blood, man. I'm like, yo, blood, that's some nonsense. He like, nah, man, these niggas. And so he hit him up. And it was so long ago, he couldn't even remember whether or not he got all his money back, but he know he got a piece back. But I know that They went in my brother's account and was snatching money. The people, whoever Garfield was connected with, them niggas was on some.
Yeah, the internet is the con man's dream.
True. Now, Bonnet for G, I wanted to ask you earlier. You said that your brother was scammed by Garfield Reed. Is it your blood brother?
Yeah, my blood brother. Not no fake.
And it's good
yeah,
for the
my-
record, because they're gonna say, "Oh, that's gossip, that's old news." But we have
Nah,
another
that ain't
testimony.
gossip. That's my blood brother.
No, I'm
You know what
saying this is what they're gonna, they like to say, "Oh, that's gossip and that's old news." Those whack talking points that they have. But we have another testimony of another person who says that a family member was scammed by Garfield, and there's several people who have said, or it was reported by 7 different people that Garfield Reed has scammed different people. And it's funny, Bonnet for G, when you said it was so long ago, your brother doesn't even remember if he got all his money back. It reminds me of Doggy Diamonds, who was talking with Garfield. Garfield was like, "Oh, no, it's not a contract, that's whatever." I mean, he sounded so ridiculous.
Yeah, he sounded retarded.
and his friend was paying like $50 a month, So the amount is so huge. Like, how long is it gonna take? What kind of business is that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just ridiculous. But brothers and sisters, just check this out here. You have there in the chat, Social Blade. You have the URL.
Yeah. So later on, he said some more stuff, but also, brother,
Yeah,
he's actually
yeah,
here
funny you said
on
that.
F4G. He's here.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
in the chat right now.
Oh yeah.
He's in the
You
chat.
have
There
them-
it is.
Yeah, I
you
think
have
it.
some older white women that it's different. Like I told you, that people out there that doing it's all over. It has some African guys that used to be selling white women from Australia, all kind of pictures of blonde long hair, blonde white hair dudes, and promising them they marry them and all kind of thing. And when it's time to come to the airport, they don't show up till the FBI track them all the way in some other country and arrest them in a room where they have money and all kind of things. So it have all kind of scamming and fraud going on.
Can I say interject this? So my I have a friend that I'm helping her with a court case. I am also a pro se litigant with some of my own cases. Not that I like court. I don't want nobody thinking I just be in there to be in there. But how they say, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. And I'm one that I will finish whatever someone else starts with me. But Pacer, I put it in both chats. I think this would be a good thing to implement for those of us in the United States when people come along and, they introduce themselves as providing some type of service, whatever that is, if it's education, if it's, what y'all was saying, Young Haru, about the scamming. Because we live in the internet and people still gravitate to personality versus substance and information, the scamming, you're right, is prevalent. I just heard something not long ago, maybe last week, about DJ Envy getting caught up in some real estate stuff. Like he knew
Looks like it's his
somebody.
partner, but maybe he has some knowledge. We'll find out. Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is, again, going back to that term, pursuing due diligence. Let's
Background
start
check.
looking, huh?
Background check.
Yeah, let's start
And-
looking these people up in court.
Yeah.
Let's start seeing if there's court record on them.
But check this out, sister. Born F4G actually said that in his organization, that's what they do. Any new person, background check. But the sad thing is that some people didn't have any legal trouble. They got away with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's important also to take heed when people come out and say that they have been done wrong, particularly if they are not anonymous and unidentified. But keep going, sister Arthur.
Well, I'm glad you said that because, I'm sure even in the scope of practicing my art, you give a person a chance, right? If you don't know them, you treat them, you be square dealing with them, and they should be the same with you. And once a person reveals themselves, you treat them accordingly. There's a quote that I now laugh at because I realize what he meant. He meant what he said. It just sounded like he was saying it in a real countrified way, but it's true. George Bush, I don't know that man. He's something else.
Fool
I
me
don't.
once,
Yeah,
shame
he
on
said,
you.
"Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you can't fool me again." And that's how we have to be. Like, You done showed me who you are.
Exactly.
I got you.
You know what? You're right, and that's what I was gonna say. This thing about money, you know, there needs to be checks and balances. Whenever the issue of money comes in, the first thing people need to think is okay, well, where are the checks and balances? That's it. Anytime you're supposed to give up your money or support a cause, it's good to support causes. It's good to support businesses, but you should ask, where are the checks and balances? Because that right there is the lifeline to knowing whether this is good or bad. If there's no checks and balances, then you basically can kind of, throw it away. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about an organization that's supposed to be doing like human rights or civil rights work, or if it's a business. If there's no checks and balances there, then, you probably deserve more and deserve better. That's what I would say, because capitalism is a mother, boy, or MF or whatever, whichever one you want to call it. And it brings out the things in people, you find out who people are once money gets involved, or the prospect of money or the opportunity to have money in your hand and have to do the right thing. You never know if you're going to do the right thing until the money's in your hand. But without the checks and balances, the person always has the opportunity to have an easier time doing whatever they want. You see what I mean? There's no protocols, there's no checks and balances. And so I think we just have to grow up, and people need to be responsible. And I don't think any community is going to grow up until it, at least says those things to itself, like at least has members in it that says, wait a second, this is my money. What's going to happen with my money when it leaves my hand and goes over to this person? And if you looking at this person and you're thinking about the person you're about to give the money to, and they don't answer certain questions right, you got to ask good questions. But unfortunately, the third thing I would say is that this is a teaching moment for people. Sometimes you need public spectacles for other people to learn from. Otherwise, they may not have had that learning opportunity before. I've seen people, I've seen how people behave, 50 something years. I've seen what happens when people want social popularity or social currency. People want economic, actual cash benefits from an opportunity, and see that with some people, it brings out the bad. With other people, it brings out, strong character in them, and they see the point. They live for the opportunity to do the right thing, So after a while, you just start learning that, okay, you give them 5 to see if you can trust them with 10. You give them 10 to see if you can trust them with 20. You give them 20 to see if you can trust them with 40. You don't have to ever give them the back. You see what I mean? And you have every right to expect something in return. And, but you don't have to start off with trust. You can just say, hey, this is a little game. You say you about this? Well, here's my $2 to get to work for me. Go to work. Show me what you got. Show me what your character's made of. You see? And hold people accountable. Always hold people accountable. Yeah. I mean, but these guys, let's be honest. These guys, these particular
gone out.
They started in one place. This particular group, they started in one place, and they had the benefit of the whole community. They had all the open opportunity to do whatever they wanted, and were getting away with whatever they wanted. And you're seeing now it never lasts forever. Eventually, you get caught. Eventually. So, you don't get away with it.
Yeah. And I think it goes back to what, Young Henry was saying earlier about your walk and your talk. Those two have to add up. You can't be talking one thing one way and walking another, because people are watching and people are listening. I mean, if those two, to me, it's your character and your integrity. Character and integrity are not walking together hand in hand, doing the same thing, then you're not to be, be believed or trusted or anything like that. Well, you can't have one without the other, and too many times, it sounds good in the beginning, I mean, because I mean, I can talk about some of my experiences in church and all that stuff. Then at some point, it just something hits your head, like, you know, this is stupid, and then you stop, right? Because you can see that those things are not adding up like they're supposed to, and so you know, the onus is on the individual to do that, to pay attention, to watch and see what people are doing and what they're saying. And then you make your judgment based upon that, because outside of that, we have nothing else. There's nothing else we can go on. We can hear other people say a particular thing too, just like I think Young Hero was saying that too, that they were asking, asking, hey, if you've known somebody 7, 8, 9, 10 years, you've known them long enough, you should be able to. Something should have come up in that amount of time to where you can say, okay, yeah, something's wrong with this person. We need to leave that person alone. But to willfully overlook means you don't want to hold anybody accountable, because it's gonna be a reflection back on you. You know, they might come back at you and start throwing stuff like they're trying to do with you and Neo X and B Bennett and Young Hayward. They're trying to do these things to try to discredit your character and your integrity, but the same thing keeps coming forth. You keep bringing the same thing, and even though we're just on YouTube, there's still something that you can tell when somebody's doing something that's commendable. Because once you stop, if you know, this turns left on us or turns right, then it's time to get off and say, okay, you know, from what we heard from the beginning, we heard these things to be true. But once you go sideways, then we can't continue to support you once you go sideways. But that's what people are not willing to do. They want to hold on to, you know, they'll ride that train or driving that car till the wheels fall off, until it falls off the track, as opposed to getting off and saying, hey, you know what? It was a good ride while you were doing what seemed to be right, but I can't keep going on now that I know it's not. And that's where I think the big struggle comes, is where we don't want to do that hard work, because that means you have to admit that you were wrong to a certain extent. You know, once it became known, if you stay on it, if you don't get off when it's wrong and you stay on it, and then something else comes up and then you feel like an idiot, it's hard to, you know, back off and, you know, save yourself or not be shamefaced, because that's what happens. We don't want to get, oh, you know, I know this. That's why you hear people still defending people who've been charged and in prison. That's why they're still doing that, because if they stop, that means they have to admit that they were wrong, and that's where people don't want to do that. It's just
I must say it like this. I don't want to be a hypocrite, because I always, you know, one thing about me in my life, I had a lot of experience, and I have to look at myself and say I can't be too judgmental or
right,
whatever the case may be, because I know, you know, I'm not perfect, and I try to correct myself, even stuff that I will fight with till I pass, you know. But in saying that, I could speak on the situation, because I never been the type to be asking or begging people, you know. So I've never been on YouTube or anywhere asking people. So in saying that, I would say if I ever did something like that, I most likely would be doing it for a good reason. I have to have a project. I have to be able to show and prove why I'm asking people for money.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not natural for me to beg, you know, or ask people. So in saying that, another thing too, I just don't get it, because a lot of these people act like they're making friends and they're making connections and they're making this one and that one, and they all supposed to be somebody, you know. Everybody think they somebody. What masters you have, what credentials, what books you read, brother, and, you know, all kind of yada yada. Who's strongest opposition. So in saying that, if me personally, if I ever, you know, I haven't met such people, maybe one or two in my life, but if I meet a group of black people and we became friends and we all have same ideas, same page, same kind of morals, and we want to do something, I would say we come how much thousand everybody have to put away, and we couldn't hurt them, and, you know, do something on that. You know, if we see a project or a business we want to open, whatever, to help the community we live in, you know, that's a different subject. So that's what I'm saying when it comes to leaders. Like, you have to be leading something, you know, like all this information, like, bro, and nothing you're speaking of is not a secret. It's out there. People could get it. People could take trips. People could travel. There's hundreds, thousands of people that know these books, and everybody reciting information. Like, you know, okay, thank you very much. Like, can we move on now?
Can
Because
I?
I don't see what we recite in these books for. Like, everybody know how to walk and talk straight. Is are we willing to do it? And the answer is no. And I've been through it with humans so many times. Like, I already gave up, you know, and say the unexpected is always expected. Regardless if I give you the benefit of the doubt, I'm doing it with 6 feet now, because I'm not getting stabbed in the back no more. I'm not gonna be people jealous of me no more just because I am who I am, or I don't scoop to their level. I don't, you know, stuff they do don't move me. I see it as nothing but animalistic lifestyle. They can't reach no higher level. They can't have a grown conversation that's intellectual. It's like, man, I don't have time for it. So until that day, yeah, that's what it is.
Can let me add this two things. One related and one slightly different. I want to just bring this to people's attention because it's really important. But yeah, I'm seeing it where I am locally. There's a man I ended up getting into an argument with a year ago, in public, but no one was around. And after I got in the argument, somebody was like, "Yeah, you need to, make sure you protect yourself, or maybe even go to court to get a restraining order because that guy's a murderer." And then come to find out, he sometime in the early 2000s was leading a local gang and had two teenage boys beat another boy as punishment until he couldn't get up, but the boy died. And people have elected, I'm saying elect just, because they're choosing to let this man speak for them at city council meetings. And he also has programs, air quotes, for children now. He's around kids. He's murdered by proxy of children, murdered a child. And because of his popularity, when he goes live on Facebook, he's charging people to mention their businesses in his lives. Like, people are like literally like a flock of dodos, and I don't even want to. I shouldn't down the dodo bird, because it probably was a smart creature compared to these folks. But they're just following this man off a cliff. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
He
sorry,
is
sis.
a
I
murderer.
ain't trying to interrupt you because I was in and out. Who is doing this?
Okay, so where I'm at, there's a guy that has made himself like the pro temp representative of all black
What's his
people.
name? What's his name? No, I need to know who that is. So, like, protect me from the bullshit. Because you see,
I'm
I
gonna
didn't
put
know
it in
shit
this
about
chat.
Saul.
I'm gonna
Like,
put it in this chat because I don't want everybody to know where exactly I'm at. You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
okay.
But if you look, I'm gonna put it in there. So he's a murderer. He's a murderer. He had 2 kids, beat up another kid when he was running a little street gang like Lord of the Flies. One of the boys died, and now he gets up in front of the city council and what y'all doing about the violence and this and that. And not only that, he's fussing at these politicians and whoever else he feels he could fuss at, including me. He got in my face. I told him, listen, I might be little, but something will happen if you keep messing with me. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, it's just crazy. And like, he literally speaks. They allow him to speak on our behalf, or people, like, they push him to be in the front, and he's been given room to do like children's programming in the summer. He's been given money by the city as well. He's a murderer. He's a murderer. I don't know how else to say it, but he's scamming. He's scamming so hard that because he has these followers online, when he goes live on Facebook, he's people are paying him for ad spots.
Yeah, just
Crazy,
because
right?
of popular.
Because of popularity. People either do know or they don't know. Most of the people don't know, and they don't know how to even look or find out. But then if you say something like, oh, well, you just saying that because, like we're put as haters. But the other thing I was gonna add to the dialogue, since we were talking about Florida earlier, I found out a couple weeks ago, Florida is considering paving their roads with radioactive waste. Like I'm not kidding. I just want to tell you, like,
Radioactive
Florida is
waste.
a jump off.
Hold on, let me just show something real quick. The classified documents that Trump kept in his house. We have pictures of them. I thought it was just a few, man. You have boxes, man. Let me just show it for the record. That's CBS. You have the link in the chat here. See, CBS News. See pictures from Trump indictment that allegedly show boxes of classified documents in Mar-a-Lago bathroom ballroom. Hold on. So if we go down, and that's June 9. That was yesterday. No, 2 days ago, June 9. Well, it is 1 a.m. in my end. That's why I said 2 days ago. But for America, it's just yesterday. So if we go down, got this, man. All these here. And that's not all. Yeah, bathroom, man. And here as well. Classified documents, man. And how many counts does he have? 37 counts. It says it right here.
37 counts of what?
Well, exactly, like putting people in danger because of sensitive issues. I think one of them is related to.
I was about to say they can't be too classified. He have them out in the open like that.
That's his house. That's his property. But if I put indictment, they're gonna go into details. So indictment. This is the Guardian, and it says indictment charging Trump with mishandling classified documents unsealed. So just for the record. Oh damn! They even have the document. Okay, we have the PDF. We have the paperwork for Trump. We still don't know how old the girl was, but we have the paperwork for Trump. So look, Trump paperwork PDF. So it's probably going to be that legalese jargon. Oh, this is 49 pages. Oh my goodness, man. I ain't gonna read all this, man. Okay, well, you know what? I'll go back, and if people want to read this article by The Guardian, then they can go and have a look. But yeah, so but go ahead. I think RP wanted to go or something like that.
I just wanted to add that information about Florida, since we had mentioned Florida earlier, about how they're about to use irradiated material, or possibly use irradiated material on the roadways, like cesium and tritium and all that, like spent fuel.
It's cheaper.
Golly.
Yeah, Young Hair was asking for what? Usually it's because it's cheaper.
Yeah, there's no amount of anything radioactive that we can be around like that without consequence. So I don't know. I was just saying that, like,
that's
health, public health, little advisement.
Well, years ago when I was still living in England, a brother told me that they either pass or were about to pass a law or something, some bill that makes it non-mandatory to state if some food was modified. How do you call it? Genetically modified.
Yeah.
I forgot the exact term.
Grafted.
GMO, is it? Genetically modified organism, something like that. GMO food, isn't it?
Yeah.
They be sticking them with steroids and all that.
Yeah, genetically modified food. So first, of course, they had to mention, okay, this contains, this is GMO. But at some point, that's what I heard. I mean, so many stuff that's just messed up because, it's just cheaper. It's like the shoes that we buy and a lot of clothes that we buy.
But
We look at it. A lot of the time it's made in Asia, where people work under very miserable and poor conditions.
That's absurd. Shaka, you said it like it's nothing. That's absurd, like the white folks would say. Like life is priceless, so I don't like cheaper, man. That's no excuse. These people don't care about human beings. That's all they come down to.
Yeah, it's not just them, because we know where like the Nikes and Reeboks and a lot of design, a lot of designer clothes. A lot of it is made in Asia. Very poor people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Thailand, China, and there's I think it was this is the Philippines. I think Levi, the jeans.
Mm-hmm.
But don't quote me on that. But there was a big brand that had people working under very horrible conditions in Haiti as well. They were looking for countries where it is cheaper. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So they won't have to pay for the
exactly.
labor.
Exactly. And in England, there's a lot of companies. They basically relocated to India because the manpower, the labor is just cheaper. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, we have some level of consciousness about these things. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, would you? Yeah. Like you said, some conditions is just ridiculous. So it's not like they giving all the humans a fair shot.
Yeah, and Bangladesh as well. They're
it's not even to say they're paying them half the price. They might pay them 2 cents on the dollar, much less. You know what I'm saying? So they slaving them more or less. You know what I mean? So is capitalism both ways. They're not gonna pay the people in the country because they know they will have to pay them for the labor, and then they're taking advantage of other people because they know they don't have nothing.
But we pay, and it's the same with the mobile phones. The Cobalt, the Colton. You know what I'm saying? That comes out of the Congo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We pay
so
for all
we
these
have a
products.
responsibility. Yeah, we have a responsibility as well.
Yeah, we do to a certain extent. You're right.
Yeah.
We gotta do something to become human again. Like, I'm not saying we're not human on this panel.
I know
but
what you mean. I know what you mean.
at large, like I would say often, any creation, any organism that purposefully harms itself and its surroundings, it's not gonna last.
No.
And then going to the sweatshop labor, who does that most of the time? Just like with what we talked about with these Hebrew Israelites or whatever, children are the ones in the sweatshops. So here we go again, abusing
Children and
our
women
future.
mainly.
Yeah, and we just the world at large is becoming psychotic. That's what I believe. So I don't know.
And we have powerful countries who spend so many millions and billions on weaponry.
Yeah.
Doing war just to take over territories. You know what I'm saying? And I guess we can all play a part to make the world a better place. But when it comes to the Black community, or let's say the so-called conscious community, we have grown men defending child molesters and people being disrespected for standing against that. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that we have documented. There's going to be a trial, maybe a plea bargain, a plea deal. But damn, so much stuff has been uncovered, and it's like every week I discover all the stuff about different people. You know what I'm saying? And it's just foul. It's a shame, but hey, I'm glad that I got to document all that, and all this come from people who spoke publicly. I didn't hack anybody's computers. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, man. But the problem is that there was a struggle for Black people that's in the mix, and some people feel like they have to remain loyal to the struggle, and they feel like being loyal to the struggle is turning a blind eye on the messed up stuff that's going on. You know what I'm saying? And we're not even talking about people, you know, doing some little petty stuff, petty misdemeanors. I mean, we even going out of their way publicly to defend child molesters, man. You know what I'm saying? When really, even in prison, you know what I'm saying, where you have, you know, a few innocent people, but mainly you have people who did dirt, who committed all sorts of crimes and offenses. Child molesters are the least respected people in prison. But in the conscious community, child molesters are applauded, respected. It's just insane to me, but hey. That's Frenchie speaking.
So another unrelated to current topic, but
Feel free.
interesting just in the terms of getting it together. Hopefully, just want to make this announcement as well. I'm you know, I appreciate space with the creator made, and there's an asteroid on the way in 6 years. You know already, Shaka, about it?
But it happens regularly, and many times they say it's getting near, it's going to pass near the Earth. But when they say near the Earth, it's like, you know, 10,000 kilometers away, which in the space, what's the word? Setting is quite close. But for us, it's like, you know, we ain't even going to feel it. But feel free, sister.
Yeah.
You see there, Sister RP?
6 years, eh?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
You're on mute now. Maybe the sister's busy right now, but she put herself on mute.
Yeah, but you know what they say.
Oh, she said her mic died. Go ahead, young Harold.
Pop goes the whistle.
But you know, if people really believe,
oh, go ahead, Sister Andrea. Go ahead.
I'm saying if people, you know, if we just go back, just, you know, to religion, for instance, if people really believe that there's this God out there that's, you know, judging everybody and this, that, and the third is going to happen, the world probably would be a whole lot better place, you know. But you know that's not true. We can see from how the world is that is not true. It's not true. I mean, all these different religions out here that say do this, do, you know, this, that, and the third, and treat people that they're not living by what they, you know, that's what it says for them to do. They're not living in, you know, those who are not. I'm not saying everybody, but it should be a much more peaceful place to be living. But then there's, you know, there's scripture for all that. And when it says, well, you know, when it says peace, then comes sudden destruction and all. I mean, there's always something that's not just good for the people. I mean, even when it comes to like when young Harry was saying earlier, and I don't go out there broadcasting who I give my money to and stuff like that. I do it behind the scenes because nobody else really needs to know. But if they believe what their Bible says, in particular those who are Bible thumpers, who say that, it says you pray in secret, you give in secret. Because once you do it openly, you've already received your reward. You're not getting another thing. But for some reason, those things get passed over and looked over, and you know, and so what you do in secret, you just keep doing it that way. Nobody has to know anything. Like, you know, we can hear the stories of what Born FOG is doing up there. It's because people see him doing that. It's not like he's out here broadcasting and saying, hey, see me, watch me, look at me. He ain't doing all that. You know, you don't have to, you know, give your track record of everything that you've been doing. All that is not necessary. People who know you know what you do. They know how you work. They know how you, they see, people, I keep saying people are watching. That's what a witness is. Somebody who's seen something. You know, you can be a false witness too, but you know, if you're a witness, that means you've seen something and you can relate what you saw. But all this other stuff that people, if I can't, you know, can't see a particular thing, and all I can do is hear, like right now, even with you, Shaka, we just have to, we're hearing you, and we're coming and saying we're standing with you based on what we hear you say and what you're standing for. But once you go, if you go left, if you go right, then we're gonna have to kick you to the curb. That's when you're gonna feel the foot of the wrath, you know. Because then it's not, we can't do that anymore. So we have to just.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I block him. He just said that, you know, Satan has many names, and then he put Krishna, Buddha, you know, he even put Allah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously somebody's
Lucifer.
looking for trouble. You know what I'm saying? So I blocked the dude. You know, nobody can see his previous messages. You know, You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sis Andrew. Sorry about this. Go ahead.
No, but
come on the panel.
yeah, he just clearly makes that point, right? So it's all just those people that are doing things wrong. I mean, some of these people claim to be Christians who are doing things wrong. You can't even say that. I mean, that's how ridiculous that gets when you think that just your particular brand of religion, that everybody who's practicing Christianity is just doing what thus saith the Lord. You know that is not true.
No,
it's not true.
It's
all, you know, that's right. It's all of them that, you know, any, I don't care whether you're in it or not in it. Anybody can do wrong and hide behind their particular God to justify your actions, saying that you're doing what God told you to do. I mean, that's all throughout the scripture. And the Lord God said, and the Lord God said, and the Lord God said, destroy those people. The Lord God said. And then when you look at all the stuff, we still seeing that stuff saying, people are still saying God said, like one of the in the Tennessee Senate, one of the guys stood up and said, no, I believe in God. And the brothers who they kicked out and then brought him back, he said, man, don't use that Bible to behind your racism. Don't do that. Your Bible also tells you how to treat the poor, but you're not doing that, right? So, you know, it just gets to be so ridiculous when you want to separate yourself thinking that your particular brand of people are not doing anything wrong, because Christianity is what they said in America in particular, before the American Revolution, the majority of slaves were not Christians. So that means we were something else. So that means y'all beat the hell out of us to make us Christians because we weren't Christians when we got here. So don't do that. Whoever that was, don't do that. That is not not good.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just say this just quickly. I just want to tell to the people who are supporters of the rape okay in the House of Consciousness. I just saw a comment that was less than an hour old. When I start reading, and in the first sentence, I see that you are a defender of that channel that invites convicted rapists and child molesters. I just hit 2 buttons, and you can no longer post. So if you want to just, have your fingers started with the Twitter fingering, be my guest. But I'm just letting you, I'm not even reading your comment in full, man. As soon as I see that you're down with that channel, you know what I'm saying, that you disrespect me or attack me because you're defending another man that invites convicted rapists and that also invites somebody that wants to do that actually does that. And let me just play.
Oh boy, Shaka, don't let
no, hold on. Hey, it's a few seconds long because check. Hold on. What? Let's give people the benefit of the doubt. Let's presume they don't know. So this is the guy that he said twice that on 2 occasions, 2 different days, the latest being yesterday or the day before by now for me, that he wants on his panel.
That with my kids. I'm naked with my kids. I have sex in front of my kids.
He has sex in front of his kids.
I never be ashamed of sex. My son be breastfeeding. I'll be making love to his mom.
He's having sex with the mother while she's breastfeeding.
It's me, bro. That's how I get down around kids.
That's how he gets down around kids.
I try to keep their purity. I don't want to take their purity away by covering myself up. They're going to be ashamed and cover themselves up. And I'm pure at heart. So you can think in your mind, if I let another kid here, I'm going to have to change the way I am so that your kid could be comfortable around me. No, I'm going to be naked as fuck in front of your kids.
He's going to be naked as F in front of your kids.
My son comes up and grabs my penis.
His son grabs his penis.
I let him grab my penis.
He lets his son grab his penis.
I had sex with his mom. I'm making love to his mother. After I'm done, I'm laying there chilling. He grabbed my penis.
His son grabs his penis when he's chilling right after he had sex with the mother.
He's playing with my penis. I let
his son is playing with his penis.
That happen.
And he lets that happen. Okay, feel free, brothers and sisters.
May I be heard? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, Sister RP.
Oh, okay.
Feel free.
Thank you for ruining dinner. Oh, geez. Yeah, I didn't expect that. I'm like, what? He didn't. Oh, no.
That's Nature Boy. That's Nature Boy. Senator said on 2 different occasions that he wants to have that guy on a panel.
But this the thing. This one I'm trying to tell y'all. I know you have to keep blocking them accounts, but I'm telling you, it's the same circle of his raper capers who come over. All they do is just make different profiles and come over here and just the troll, bro. That's why I was trying to tell you. Just like
No, they're
ignore.
not trolling. That wasn't even on the chat. That was a comment left on one of the video. I was just letting them know. I guess they didn't know. They probably think that I'm going to be engaged in conversation with them, going back and
Yeah,
forth, man.
we
I
don't
just
have
hit
time
two.
for that no
I
more.
just hit 2 buttons, and they don't exist. So they have to create other profiles. So they, I'm feeling sorry for them because they're going to be very tired. You know what I'm saying?
We don't hear
but
it
hey,
all.
So I feel you. I just in my case, y'all know I'm dealing with something different. So I let them post because that's because the price goes up.
I don't even let them post jack, man. You know what I'm saying? I just
hit wink. So I let them post because every time they post, the price keep going up. So hit wink.
This is why I don't even engage YouTube really. Aside from like honestly
Shaka.
now just Shaka's channel and
Me
like
too.
my like historical documents or like documentaries or whatever. But oh God. Okay. So yeah, I was trying to let y'all know about this dang asteroid. It's named Apophis, which is the other word for Apep.
Apep,
Yeah.
which is from ancient Egypt. It's a
Right.
serpent. That
Yeah.
every sister.
And why
So-
did they name it such?
So I'm thinking they named it such because it's going to be one of the closest, what they call near Earth objects in a long time. And what I'm trying to, I'm gonna preface by saying this. This is why we got to get our sugar honey iced tea together, because it's going to be coming so close that these weird ass white folks is trying to catch this asteroid, and they're trying to catch it. They want to mine it.
Well, I mean, they may try to get some excerpt from it, but they can never catch an asteroid.
yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
so
they,
how the hell they gonna catch
They-
it?
they-
no,
Probably
no, I think it's the wording.
Yeah.
I think they probably want to try to have some bomb or something to get a part of it, because I don't want to. Yeah, but go ahead. Feel
Well-
free, sister. Feel free.
Well, let them tell it the way they tell it. I'm gonna have to send you the link because I started looking into it once I found out what it was named after. Especially considering we all appreciate
please
Kemet.
share the
I'm
link.
like,
Please share the link if you don't mind. Please share the link.
I will. Let me try to find it while I'm talking. So, basically, it's gonna be coming so close that they want to try to catch it. And in my mind, in my world, one or two things is gonna happen. They either gonna successfully catch it or they not, and they're gonna make a mess around and make it this motherfucker hit us.
They'll never catch it. There's no way. We're not technologically advanced enough to catch a
Yeah, what
asteroid.
she's saying is they might try explode it and have all kind of pieces flying out.
Maybe something to that effect. But I don't think they're gonna endanger planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll see. This is
I
something
don't
that
even believe that there's no. I only been on this earth 37 years, and I'm to the point that when it comes out to these conspiracies and the end of the world, it's like I've noticed that humankind is obsessed with their destruction. They own, like, we make movies about it, we put it in our Bibles, we put it in our religious literature. So I'm just to the point that I think that whatever this life, whatever our purpose is centered around this fear concept. And that's how they use that to control the masses. Like, I'm to the point that I don't even hardly, like, you talking about an asteroid, and I'm literally like unbothered by it.
Well, no,
'Cause
I'm not.
heard-
I don't want people to be bothered in that sense. I just want you to be alert because.
No, I'm just saying, I'm telling you, because of so many scare tactics. Like, the reason why I do have like some form of PTSD, talking to my therapist, I was one of the kids that was scared about the Y2K thing. Like, watching the media, and it's always that, the world is going to end, and this, and the Bible says, and then I got religious trauma too. So I'm just letting you know, just when you was just saying that, I was just shaking my head. Like, now there's an asteroid getting ready to hit Earth again. Like, we hear this like every 4 or 5 years.
Well, the biggest point I'm trying to make is getting back to losing humanity and in general. We were talking about earlier, like the woman being shot by that woman in Florida. We're talking about people acting stupid, abusing children, when we have, even if it's not going to occur with the thing being, impacting Earth or being caught, it's just the fact that we share a planet
with psychotic individuals, as a group, as Black people, we should be like fortifying ourselves defensively against all kind of situations, but instead we're doing dumb crap. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that we've been talking about.
They
So
are.
so
Not we.
imagine.
They are.
Well, yeah. So imagine being in a situation where people who are already determined to produce injustice think that something is going to occur that's cataclysmic. You know, a lot of these people go berserk, and we've been so distracted by our misdemeanors and behaviors, like we're gonna be caught off guard. You know, that's I'm more threatened by that than actually the asteroid, right? And I also found it interesting that it, you know, again, it's named after a Neteru, right, in Kemet, you know, which is Netcher, which is why I brought it up. But I'm just trying to really advocate again and again and again. We got to get our humanity back. People are making decisions for our lives that are going to, you know, be catastrophic in ways, like I said, radioactive race in the roads. We got people molesting children. We got people shooting a mother, you know, shooting parents, shooting children through doors. Like we just got to get it together. Like somehow we can't go. I'm really hoping we don't go out like this, you know.
And for the record, one Hyksos king was called Apophis. You know what I'm saying? Just for the record.
A Hyksos?
One Greek? Of the Hyksos. No, the Hyksos are not Greek.
Oh.
The Hyksos, they were most likely. Yeah, just hold that up, please, young hero. The Hyksos, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, people can just check. They are of Palestinian descent, and I have a video in the British Museum, London, England. But they say also that they were of Palestinian descent. But there were, you know, some foreigners, Asiatics, Amu people, you know what I'm saying? The Greeks that will be later on with the Ptolemies around 400 BC. Go ahead, young Heru.
No, I wasn't saying nothing. I was just agreeing with everybody. I'm good.
My bad.
Go ahead.
Let's just get it together. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm just really concerned, you know, because you know, there's also a scarcity issue in the world when we talked about GMO food. The reason why they're genetically modifying food is because I suspect they're planning on hoarding the real food to themselves. The people that, like you said, Shaka, they're greedy and they want to siphon off real food and real meat to themselves and then give us bugs and soil and green. Like if we don't get our heads out of our butts, we're gonna be scratching each other's eyes out for scraps that ain't even meant to be, you know, eaten. And for what? Like it's stupid.
And I was saying, like, it don't have the same amount of resources that it used to have on the planet, because everywhere man go, he just cut down everything. So he moving away from nature. People like to think because they're on a concrete road with concrete buildings and whatever, they made it, you know, which is the opposite. You know what I mean? You should have trees around you, your farm, your garden, you know what I mean? I remember growing up in the Caribbean, I used to be jumping off lime trees, you know, Christophine, breadfruit trees, orange trees, picking berries, you know what I'm saying? When I came to the America, it's like, forget about all that. It's concrete jungle over here, you know? So mango trees, that's one thing I miss about where I was born. Nature is still, I don't know now, you know, because I heard a lot of stories like it's not the way it used to be. People don't plant no more. There's not no farming going like it used to be. So I mean, things might have changed, but that's how we moving away from humanity. We moving away from nature, and we even look at it as ugly or dirty now, you know.
But that's what they call modern world, you know.
Yeah.
And then every so many year they'll meet together. Those world leaders, they meet together and say, well, you know, we have to reduce the global warming, you know. And I know in America, you know, people like Trump, they will deny that it is happening. But, you know, hey, they're going to find out the hard way, you know. And the sad thing is that the countries that suffer the most from global warming are the most impoverished countries. You know what I'm saying? They don't have necessarily the means to face the change of situation. the icebergs melting, the sea level rising, the floods,
You
and
see,
all. Yeah.
you
Go
saw
ahead.
what they was showing in New York the other day because of
Yeah,
Canada,
exactly.
all
It's
the
coming to the big countries
wildfire.
too.
I don't know if it's wildfire or what, how
Yeah,
the
from
fires.
Canada, from Canada.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and the place Hassan Campbell was speaking, people still out here going to work and like like this should
It's the
be
whole
just as
Northeast
bad
coast.
as just as bad as COVID-19. Everybody should have been indoors and staying protected. They out there walking in this. I don't know. It's crazy to me.
Yep. It's facts, yo. And with something just as small as wildfires, a giant wildfire in Canada can affect the US like that, US major cities, everyday people's lives. Going to work, going to school, you can be locked inside because of that, because what you're gonna do, go outside and breathe that air, and it is happening. And it's not like, yeah, it is impoverished countries get affected, but I mean it's coming to major economies now.
Do you know one thing I don't understand is these wildfires? I still don't get it because sometimes it be places where the grass is so green. You know what I'm saying? And they trying to say so the heat is so hot that it sparks the trees on fire, and they are not even dry. Like I really trying to figure out like, so you mean to tell me, especially in California, if man wasn't in that area, well, how do do they ever really control these fires?
It's
I
extremely
mean,
difficult. It's
I
extremely
know.
difficult
So these
for us.
fires was meant to happen regardless if man was there or not.
No, we couldn't say it was meant to happen, but it can happen.
But that's what they saying is happening, Shaka. They saying it's wildfire, meaning they saying it's just happening because of heat.
Well, yes, because of heat mainly.
So-
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's just very difficult. You have a large forest, so they can have all those planes drop in the water. It's very difficult to.
Yeah, I know. I understand. I know it's difficult. This is what I'm saying. A lot of places on the earth, maybe man not supposed to be there in the first place. But
He's just talking about it. I think you're saying you don't understand how they start, right? He's saying,
yeah,
are they
because,
just doing this? It's usually something that man,
Hey y'all,
right.
y'all know what I just thought about when y'all was talking about the wildfires. Y'all remember Smokey the Bear when he said only you prevent forest fire?
Right.
And I know, and it's not funny, but I'm trying to make. Anyway, it's my life. Okay, well,
So that's been around for a long time. That was when I was in school.
Like when young Heru was like, there are wildfires, and I'm sitting up here like it ain't no telling what got them fires started. We know there's something suspicious been going on with them fires for the last
You have some humans. Yeah, you have some humans who do that. Pyromania.
They will do that on purpose. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was also going to remind y'all that, even though I hate conspiracies, like I can't stand them, but there are some things that you just can't deny. And like in the food industry, I don't know if y'all are aware that a lot of food plants keep spontaneously catching on fire. So that's why they're trying to say our food is the price of food went up. That's why eggs is so expensive, chicken is so expensive, because these food plants keep mysteriously catching on fire. So my uncle used to always my uncle used to always tell me, like, he's in a position where he probably would know what's going on, like for us dealing with the government. But he said that at the end of the day, just follow the money trail. Everything in this country, everything in this world it's all about money.
Yeah.
Some rich, capitalized billionaire finding a way to capitalize on the poor people. It's always about money, even down to fear. So I don't even fuck with the Bible like that. But even the Bible says the root to all evil is the love of money.
Even the Bible,
No, I'm just saying. I'm just telling y'all that the
science fiction.
Yeah, I get that, but you remember when I told you, even though the Bible, I don't take it literal. There's still some poetry.
Shaka, slow your roll now, Shaka. You got to take some things in these books to consideration because it's man experience, basically.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's man. Some of it is a lot of it is imagination.
Man writing myth. It's like Cinderella.
Yeah, but some of it applies to life, applies to human experience. That's
Yeah,
the only way.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably, but prophecy.
That's
I
why
don't see
you
it that way.
into. That's why you into all that Manhattan thing, Shaka.
Well, we're dealing with a population that can be identified. The records are contemporaneous. Yeah, it's true.
You gotta go
They are.
there. I'm
Yeah,
just
but
talking
isn't it
about the
true?
teachings, man. I'm talking about the lessons, man. I
But
ain't talking
isn't it
about
true
we can
that the
we can
Bible
talk
was
about it.
influenced by Kemet? Isn't that true though? That's what the debate between those two crazy girls over there on the HOK. I thought that's what they was trying to prove, that the Bible was influenced by Kemet.
Well, I have an article about that. I mean, this is undeniable. Scholars say that, you know what I'm saying? But for those who don't know, here we have biblical parallel with texts from
Right.
ancient Egypt, you see? But, you know, we should focus on the original and not the copy. That being said, I have a question. Did the price of oil, and I'm talking about cooking oil, did it go up when Russia attacked Ukraine in America? Did it go up in America?
Yeah. Yeah. It went up.
Everything went up in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here in France, we could barely find oil. You know, it took a while for them to get it from some other place, because we just found out that most of the oil, sunflower oil that we were getting in France, actually came from Ukraine. And Ukraine is a cold country.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you know, whenever they can get stuff cheap, then they will go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real
It could
quick,
be
as far as
propaganda, though. Go ahead.
as far as wildfires, what I learned a while back is they do set some of the forest on fire, the underbrush, in order to clear it out. And when the temperature or the weather is too dry, it'll catch and cause fires among the trees that they didn't intend to burn. And because, you know, most of the time the forests aren't close to water, you know, they got to get water from somewhere else and then cart it all over with the helicopters, and it takes a while to put out. So that's why I put in the chat that thing atmoblue.com. It's a HEPA 5 filter, and it's battery. You can charge it. It has 3 speeds. Like
I didn't share it because, you know, I don't think we need that. Like, you know, that we're gonna give them money that they don't need. You know what I'm saying?
well, this was made by some independent designer. So I use it because where I'm at, and I've seen in parts of the South, they're starting to get air quality alerts that they normally wouldn't get. So where I'm at, there's a factory that releases ethylene oxide, which is a carcinogen, in the air from the factory, and you can smell it at times. So I keep my mask with me. It's not a gas mask. I don't want you to think that I have a full-on gas mask with me all the time, although I do want one. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I was in the military. I feel like we probably should have at least level 1 mop gear at this point in time, you know, with the games being played. But as far as like just a regular everyday mask, if you have allergies, if you have asthma, or a child has asthma, the Atmo Blue would be good to have on hand in case you have an air quality issue, so you're not choking on the air. Because these regular masks,
There's a link for the record. Go ahead, sister.
them regular masks that people put on their face that don't have the filter where the air can flow in and out, you know, it'll suffocate you, you know. So I want to put that out there. But food went up. I mean, everything is going to go up too, because again, what I've seen in certain areas where the poor people live, there's certain products that aren't available anymore, but they will be where the well-to-do live. But then there's some stuff even where the well-to-do, like that so-called middle class live, like certain grains at Whole Foods, those were going missing too. So I'm like, okay, so y'all just y'all starting to pull back from the supply as well, you know, not just because of the war. They're just really tightening down on how much or what goes out to the masses for purchase.
And there's an NOI who had some plans about getting land and, you know, farm plans, stuff like that. You know, usually they come up with something like the power. It's an acronym, you know, P.O.W.E.E.R, you know, and, you know, it's like a fundraiser, and then, you know, we don't know what's happening, you know. Matter of fact, even the Million Men March, you know, we don't know what happened with the dough. But those are things, you know, we could have remedy for. Born FOG, you know, he has some video. I shared it in my timeline where they are, you know, I forgot if they were selling at a cheap price or giving away some fresh vegetables. You know what I'm saying? So these are things, you know, that could be ultimately possible, but people are busy, you know, giving millions of dollars for a museum, and the dude is doing, you know, reality shows. They are busy giving millions of dollars for a school that did not open in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So, hey,
That's
people
what I'm
have it.
saying, Shaka.
Yeah, go ahead, Bennett. Go ahead.
Straight up, it's like I think that's what it
What kind of school are you
comes down to.
doing?
Like a lot of times, and I'm not saying I'm any better because I think it's just a typical issue. But a lot of times we don't do the small things that matter, you know, and we're looking at the big things that we can't do much about. But the small things like community farming is such a big, hard thing for us to do, but it's right in our face. You know what I mean? It's like literally, you know, if you have a yard, if you have access to a yard, if your community has access to a yard, you know, small groups of people, not even big groups, small groups of people can organize and try to just grow some food.
Right.
You know,
Make a
and
community
that
garden.
is yeah, and that's not so simple if you've never done it before, but you could pick up a book, apply it, what you read in the book, and you can actually make it happen. It's actually at your fingertips. And growing food is like printing money, you know, and you control it. It's the type of food you grow. You actually get to know what you're growing and things like that. And it's the same thing with this, with human rights and civil rights. It's like the small things, small groups of people just trying to be aware. And, you know, and I think if we don't keep it small, we don't ever get to have choices in the big things, not by ourselves. You know, the big things we can vote on, but effectively change ourselves without other people being involved. I think it's the small things we should look more at, because the big things are big, you know, and a lot of them we're not going to stop these people from warring.
What's this, Shaka?
I mean, you know. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, like we
Everything you're
ain't
saying
gonna
is right.
stop US, China, and Russia from warring. We ain't gonna stop them from warring, you know. And but what we can do is, like, in our yards, we know the food supply gonna get hurt. We know that, hey, if there's yards, let's try to get some just regular folk. They got 2 hours 2 hours a week to work on a farm. And it's the same
Yeah,
thing
no.
with the human rights stuff and the civil rights thing. Nobody has to be a leader. Nobody has to get a paycheck to do civil rights things, because civil rights is just the bare minimum. People can just volunteer an hour a week after work. You know, you can have a regular job and then volunteer an hour. You know, I think it's so much we don't do together. Just, I don't know why that is, because we hurting, you know, but we have to find a way to get past our hurt
It's
and
funny.
direct it towards some small things that are positive, that we can control, that are within our power, that we can't blame somebody else for, you know. But again, even as you can see, this farming stuff, there'll be somebody that comes out there and says, oh, well, this ain't zoned for farming now. You can't farm. But, you know,
That's
I'm
a
almost
good
sure
point to say that,
if
Ben.
Born FOG and them could do it, then a lot of people can.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, you know, like, if you, just like Dr. Umar, if he was serious, he could have get land and, you know, start farming, start teaching children how to farm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like, what kind of school he building, and you know why it takes so long. But $10 million is a lot. He could do a lot of things with that money. But I'm just saying, like, we just gotta get back to nature, because, like, even stuff like that, I miss seeing people on the road selling fresh food from gardens. You know what I'm saying? And in certain white neighborhoods, you have these people, these farmers, these white farmers. They set up shop. They buy certain property. They bring their van with all their fresh fruits and vegetables, and the community support them. You know, so that's what we need too. We need people to get back to nature, and the community need to support them as well too, man.
And for the record, I shared the link in the chat. This is the brother Born FOG, who's actually a supporter of this channel. He was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still there. That's a brother on a wheelchair. Has been doing a lot of work in the community. And when it comes to Umar, it is because of the Pan-Africans.
Man,
Highlight people like that, you know what I'm saying, who get millions and don't do the work, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Sister Neo X.
Man, Dr. Umar don't care about that nigga.
Where he
Like,
located? Bought
like-
FOG.
You said he what?
No, Akin Shaka, what state is he in?
Oh, I forgot. He said, but I forgot. But, you know, he may be
He
in
in
the
New
chat later
Haven,
on.
right? Connecticut.
I think he's
right?
in
I think he
Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
but like
Neo. Sorry
seeing
about
stuff
that.
like that, like I would rather invest my dollars into a man putting in that type of work instead of that work that they keep trying to say Filthy Frankie doing. That's work. You know what I'm saying? Like, but sitting up here recording him and then selling tapes to the people what you recorded. Like, come on, like that's what work look like. You know, just keep it real, bro. You're a promoter. But these are the type of men that we should be investing our black dollars into. Like, I would give him, like, if that was something, like if there was a community garden somewhere in my hood, I would definitely make sure I'd be one of those people contributing to it. But like he said, we know that they do have these rules and ordinance where, you know, you got to have a permit and you only can
Yeah,
grow
you
so
gotta find
much
the
and all that.
location, yeah.
Right. So, because, you know, I'm from Florida and, you know, there was still a whole dispute because one of my grandfather passed away over 10 years ago and they was trying to use his land to grow farm, you know, new stuff, but they still disputing over that, like how much can they grow and all that stuff. But that'll be nice. Like, right, that something like that warms my heart than to see a bunch of niggas arguing, screaming about some damn religion.
Let's
You know,
remember.
And hold on. Please hold that thought, Sister RP, because I heard Neo X say, you know, come on now, you're a promoter. She was talking about Filthy Frankie. But let's hear from his longtime friend, Bobby Vanga, what type of promoter he is.
I want your audience to hear that there's something called scientific literacy that will protect the Black women from the charlatans, okay, that get them. Y'all think y'all talked about it on the last broadcast. Y'all kind of talked about how women support these men. Well, they
Sorry,
only
the same
support
charlatans
men.
that you roll with, those charlatans, you're coming on my platform
Oh,
to
Charlattan's
tell
not a charlatan.
women
Charlattan's not a
that they
charlatan.
can be protected from the same charlatans you roll with.
No, Shawnette is not a charlatan. He's a charlatan promoter. And everybody know I've told him that to his face.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Sister RP.
You just a troublemaker.
Okay.
That's where your daughter gets that from. You call her a troublemaker. She learned that from you, bro.
As long as it's truth and facts, it's all good.
Wow. A charlatan promoter. Well, that's just as bad, I would think. I was gonna say, I hope like update us on that situation with the community garden in your father's land, because I have a little bit of space in my backyard, and I was inviting some people to collaborate with our household and start something up as well too. And where I'm at, we can't have chickens because there's an ordinance saying they don't want it because the roosters make noise. But come to find out, they have collars you can get for the roosters, so they're not any louder than chickens. So I think we're just gonna have to go rogue when it comes to the food growing. And I would say also, let's remember about, if you can do it, the aquaponics, growing indoors as well, because if it's a privately owned dwelling, who can tell you what to do with it, in a sense, right? As long as you have your safety protocols and everything in place. But that would be a good opportunity. I'm looking into it with my friend. I'm helping some homes that are tax sales, things that are up for sale, like probate, that people just want to get rid of. Because if we could collaborate and come together and maybe form community trusts in chess, like in the Monopoly game, where we put the money together to buy maybe stuff that would be considered a fixer-upper, fix it and dedicate some of these properties to growing inside and out, and also whatever else the community needs to withstand and hold itself up, because we don't know exactly what's coming in the future. We can kind of see, but we don't know exactly what's coming. So it's better just to, have and not need, and just hold your own down.
Yeah, and keep it small, because You know, one thing I noticed, well, I'm not saying big is bad, but one thing I noticed is like scammers always try to make as much as money as they can fast. You know what I mean? It's always like a big leap and a dream there, and it's like, but to do anything, even the small things and the things that last, it takes like basic, consistent trust, basic deeds, basic taking care of each other, basic community skills, you know, that last over a period of time. If you can't do the small basic things and make those work, which takes some time to do, the big things are like totally out of your control. And I noticed these scammers, that's what they always go on. Like the big thing, you can get rich fast. It's always you can get rich fast, you know? And it's like, yeah, but you know, what about everybody else in the community? It's like the things that create the vacuum is the get rich fast thing. You know, the thing that fights the vacuum is the everyday people we can do it together. We can survive together. We can help each other just in small ways, not pay your bills, not find a new source of capital, but just like make sure everybody has enough, you know, so that the chaos doesn't take over so fast, you know. And if you look at our communities, what's always plagued us the most is like the cash vacuum. Like the first it was I'm not saying I have any particular position on like prohibition, for example. You know, people wanted to drink liquor, people wanted to have alcohol, and then you just make it all illegal, and then it becomes illegal, criminals gold mine then at that point. So instead now criminals, you know, people that don't have to have a license, and I don't mean criminal in a, you know, derogatory way. I just mean you take it out of the law now. So there's no oversight. You don't know what's going in it. You don't know the people who make it, what they put their money into, and the other things they're supporting. All of that stuff creates a vacuum, you know, and it's the same thing. Then it turned into, you know, more drugs and crack, and it's always this get money fast idea, and it's never just about making sure everybody is okay, you know, with the basic things. And so I just think if people keep it small, there's so many things everybody can do. There's so many things that could be done. I mean, just like, you know, you see a neighbor or a child or family on the block that just doesn't seem to have as much as everybody else on the block, then there's nothing wrong with finding out what they could use that could help them. If you just examine them and take time and do it in a human way, you know what I mean? You never know. Just asking people what they need, if you can help them. And you know, the people that are just in your own area, in your own communities and stuff. And I think that for me, I don't know, that's the way I try to go, because I've seen so many people turn into exploiters, selling dreams to people that you know, after a while I just start to say, okay, but what can you do for somebody right on your block, like someone you have to see every day, instead of trying to sell a dream, an imagination, or get people to imagine something, you know, else that's not there. What can you do to take care of the thing that's just right there in front of your block, that's within your own control, that requires you to give something, you know, instead of take something, you know? So you know, that's how I kind of look at it.
And regarding selling dreams, not only in the so-called conscious community, but even on a broader level, people who sell dreams and scam, they are being outed. Some names were mentioned, you know what I'm saying? Because the victims have an easier way to connect with each other. I was about to let Tori speak, but you know, he just left, or maybe the connection was lost. But Tori, feel free to come back so we can hear from you, brother. I'm gonna share the link in the chat. But feel free, brothers and sisters.
Yeah, just real quick though, one thing I do want to say, I really think one of the biggest issues that we have in our community is that too many of us are envying the white man's wealth. Like, we know that the reason why we in the situation that we are is because a lot of us are living under the poverty level, right? And we know when people live in the poverty level, crime is being committed. It's not like we're bad people. I feel like if we just stop focusing on capitalism and praising people who make fun of us for being poor. You know how like we worship the celebrities and they brag in our faces about their money, their goals. They spend $2 million on this, $2 million on that. And I'm be like, well, damn, how you can sleep at night knowing that you got a $2 million car, but a kid who can't even get a $2 burger might die from starvation. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's that type of mentality. I feel like I know people don't like when I speak on capitalism and stuff like that, but it's not a good thing. It's only good things to a certain amount of people who are winning. But as a whole, it's never going to be beneficial to people as a community. In the white suburbs, they don't have crimes because why? People are ends are being met. They don't worry about they living paycheck to paycheck. They own their homes. You know what I'm saying? But in our community, it's not like that. But then these so-called leaders step up and give us some bullshit, and just like Bennett said, sell us these dreams. Do y'all? I should do a show alone, showing y'all how many times I had to protect my godmother from scammers. How often they target like even a woman like her. You know what I'm saying? Like how many times I used to have to intervene and stop her from sending someone money because I'm like that's a scammer. This dude is lying. That's not how that works or whatever. So that's why I was saying when people complain about me getting on Sarnetta, I was like, bro, at the end of the day, bro cannot get around that. He clearly said he knows that Polite is a scammer. And then you let him back on there after you found out what he did. Like, come on. Like, so you don't care about the fucking people, bro. You care about your pockets.
Yeah, probably he got paid or he was offered some partnership of some sort. But we'll probably find out more about that very soon in less than 2 weeks, or about a month or so. But I don't hear capitalists defending child molesters. So if I was to make a choice between being a capitalist and a Pan-African who's defending child molesters and rapists like they've been doing for years, to me the choice is quick, and I ain't try to, go against what you said, Sister Neo X, but the thing is that it's always the same problem that we have as a people. We want to be down with our people, but we don't want to be selective. You know what I'm saying? And there's good and bad everywhere. And amongst Black people, or the Black community, conscious community, and Pan-Africans, there's a lot of bad people, and they are in front of the world making all kind of excuses for rapists, for people who sexually abuse children. And that should really, in my opinion, be the top priority. Like let's put those people away. Like I don't mean like getting rid of them physically, but let's distance ourselves from these individuals and anything else that they're talking about, because you have some people, they be on somewhere, the dude is scamming, but he has some good points, or the dude is defending child molesters, but he made a good point. You know what I'm saying? Personally, anybody that's supporting child molesters and rapists, I don't want to hear what they have to talk about, even if they have a PhD in economics. Period. I don't even give it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But those people, man, is just crazy. For example, Trackfield, Garfield Reed, with his social media name. I've been saying that the dude lied, and who said that he lied for the record?
See, I've been real nice towards you, dog. You ain't even got a bachelor's. I dare you to come forward now, my nigga, and show everybody that fake ass bachelor's degree that you showed me, or I'll bring it forth. You don't have a bachelor's degree, my nigga. I cap for your ass over there on Brother Shaka's channel, but I won't cap for your ass no more.
I didn't say it. He said it, and that was just over Garfield kicking him off the panel. Now, that being said, when I brought up the fact that Garfield is lying about his credentials, about having a bachelor's degree in history, some people said, "Well, what degree do you have? Do you have a degree? Did I claim to have a degree?" And that's the conscious community. That's the dumb beach-made motherfuckers who are moderators on Filthy Scam Cheddars panel, dumb suckers like Mika the Thought, you know what I'm saying? And all these other people who are moderators who know that you have a gang of scammers over there, who have testimonials about the people being scammed. Their own goddamn leader, Filthy Frankie, Scam Cheddar, Frankie, has said that Polite is a scammer, that he robbed from who? Let me hear it. Hold on. He robbed from who? He robbed from who? He robbed from who?
I know you ain't talking about that girl, huh? The one that ran away from home, who snuck out the room and left her mother because her mother left you. You want me to tell the people why she left you, bitch? I'll tell them when you cut back. I'll tell them when you come back at me. I ain't gonna give up everything. Told you it'd be better to leave me the fuck alone. You fucking fucking with the wrong one, and you know I'm crazy enough to go the fuck in. I'm not scared of getting beat the fuck down. I'ma still go in, nigga. You better kill me, bitch. You better fucking kill me. Fuck is wrong with you? Ain't nobody scared of you, nigga. Ain't nobody in this world is more grimier, low life, scumbag as you. You done robbed from little babies, motherfucker. You done robbed from women and children, nigga.
He done rob from little babies. He done rob from women and children. And like Sister Neo X said, after he said that, Polite wasn't Hispano. Go ahead, Sister Neo X.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't think I've seen that video before either. It's just like it just keeps getting worse and worse every time he opens his mouth. Like, cause he sound passionate. Like, if you look him in his face, he seems serious.
No, he was scared because see, there's so many things that people didn't see. There's a video. He may still be floating online. It was the time of the Google Hangouts, and Filthy Frankie was talking with Polite, and he said, "If I turn up dead, Polite did it with his gangsters." Polite was laughing. He's like, "You hiding, sir." He was scared. That's why he said, "I ain't scared to get beat the F down." You know what I'm saying? You better kill me, because he was scared, because Polite used to hang with some creeps. You know what I'm saying? So just saying. He was scared. Pieces.
But still, though, like, this is what I mean when I be like, at the end of the day, Sarnetta's just showing us who he is. At the end of the day, he pussy pop. He said one thing, then he switched it up so he can go ahead and make some money off of it and capitalize off it. At the end of the day, we know Polite is the reason why that channel was popping the way it was. So
exactly.
But I don't know. That's just crazy. I mean, the whole shit is weird. I'm glad that I ain't gonna have nothing to do with it no more. Like I said, eventually I get tired, stop talking about it, move on, and just stay focused to the things that were important to me before I even met these group of people. Like, at the end of the day, I was just trying to show them that I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to let you ruin my reputation. And I'm just going to leave a digital footprint of what I said and what went down, just in case. Just in case, shit get really real out here. I know what I said. I know what I didn't say. And at the end of the day, I just don't see how people can justify his bad behavior. Because it's obvious that this dude don't give a fuck.
Well, they probably justify that bad behavior because they have the same behavior, or they have friends or family members who have the same behavior. So those are actually the bad apples that we need to get rid of, because they're going to contaminate the whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he dug hollers. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, it's true.
But anyway, brothers and sisters, it's been lovely. It's about 2:29 a.m. on my end in Europe, in France, Paris outskirts, and I'm glad, man. But there's a pre-trial scheduled for June 22 and the trial scheduled for July 3rd. You may want to tune in. In the meantime, my closing remarks are the same. Stay safe, stay healthy. If I am allowed to by the nature, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue, I state facts. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. If you do not think right, you will not act right. If you know better, you will do better. Do I to do any hotel.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Middle Nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video, Kemet and Ma'at, Before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Neture classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how, involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Neture class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/Ma'at Forever.